Hello everyone and a very warm welcome to all of you watching us online. This is the PUBG Mobile Club Open 2020 Fall Split. My name is Varun Super Johnny John. I'm going to be your host, caster and analyst for this entire event. And talking about the things, it is going to get pretty intense as we step into the action that's going to take us through with our journey to help us find the teams that are going to represent Pakistan on the international stage this time around. But before we get things started, allow me to introduce my co-caster and co-analyst for this PMCO Fall Split. And ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be no one other than Fixes. So, how are you doing, mate?
Thank you so much, Johnny. And I'm really excited because in the World League, we saw Freestyle making up a really good performance. And I also expect to see some intense PUBG Mobile action. We have heard a lot about the Pakistan region to be very aggressive. And here I am to see if it's true or not.
Well, this is going to be a first experience I've had. Like, my journey has sort of started through watching the teams of Pakistan grow, and it has been pretty incredible. I mean, talking about the returning name, Team Bablu is one of those big ones. Freestyle is definitely going to be there. 247, HellRaisers, a lot of big names are going to be stepping back into the backgrounds to fight it out this time around, because it is an intense format, and there is a lot on the line as well. Talking about the format, so we have 32 teams to begin with, who are divided into 4 groups. Each group contains 8 teams, and from these group stages, only 24 teams will move forward to the semi-finals. From the semi-finals, 15 teams will move forward towards the regional finals of this PMCO Fall Split 2020. You know why 15? Because one team already has a slot in the finals, and that team is Freestyle.
Absolutely, and they deserve that. And we also have to talk about the prize pool. We have to see what's on the stake, how much moolah is on the line, and there you go. First position gets $2,600. Coming down to the second position, we get $1,600, and for the third position, we have $1,100. And for the first 3 winners, they are going to get a direct slot in the PMPL.
Exactly. I mean, look at this. This is where things get interesting, because third position you get $1,100, 4th to 16th position you have $1,100 as well. But only if you finish in the top 3 will you be able to compete in the PMPL Season 2, where the teams are going to be fighting against the invited teams and the teams that qualified from India and South Asian PMCO. So it's going to be an intense ride from there on out. I mean, we remember the last time Pakistan PMCO, the winner got a direct slot to the World League, but not this time. This time there's going to be, let's just call it a midway pit stop where you will have to fight extra battles. But how do you fight your battles on the points table? Through the points. And the distribution system is a tournament standard now. The first position gets you 20 points, the second position gets you 14, the third gets you 10, the fourth position gets you 8, fifth gets you 7 points, and so on. The points keep on dropping. 11 to 16, you just get 1 point for the placement. And along with them, you get 1 point for every single kill that you secure in game.
Absolutely, and now we will be taking a look at the groups, the teams that will be playing. And in Group A, we have HotShotSs, Team PK Team Xetreme, and Team No Rules. And there are also a few other teams that will be playing in the Group A, and they are in front of your screens right now. 47 Esports, TeamHELLFIRE, riskOP, and Full Esports.
Yeah, an intense lineup coming in Group A, but now it's going to be time to look at Group B as well, where we have TeamOP, we have Golden Star, we have Exterminator, we have TeamHELLFIREs, but 4 more teams are going to be joining these guys in this group as well, and those names are going to be RDX Esports, FALCON, IDL, and ZARAR Esports. So 2 groups are done. Time to move on to group number 3. That's going to be Group C, wherein I think we know it's going to be NextGen Esports, Team Oxy, Team Bablu, Solo Esports. So Group C, right off the bat, seems like the most intense to be in, or I mean, depending on who you are, a group that you might want to avoid as well. But more big names in Group C: TUF, F4 Esports, North Esports, Team HFD. So most of the teams in Group C, we have seen them play in the last PMCO. But now it's time for the last one. Group D: IGen Gaming, Red Esports, SCYTES, 247 Gaming. And the last 4 teams, not just for Group D, but the last 4 teams that we are going to be revealing, they are going to be Portal Esports, Team H2E, HellRaisers, and Team ECSTASYYY.
I think Portal Esports is definitely one of the names that I am looking forward to. And alongside Team Bablu, have heard nothing but praises for them being one of the most aggressive teams, not just in the Pakistan region, but also in the entire South Asian region.
Yeah, I mean, the way these guys played in the last PMCO Pakistan Spring Split, everyone had their eyes on these guys. But now, looking at the schedule for the day, we have the first match on Erangel, which is going to be starting soon, followed by Sanhok, the second game. Match number 3 is going to be played on Miramar, and match number 4 is going to be played on Vikendi. And as you guys can notice, today we will only be seeing matches being played by the teams from groups A and B. Tomorrow we're going to see the action coming in from group D and C.
Yes, absolutely. And in Group A and B, there are certainly some teams that we will definitely be looking out for, because in the World League, we saw different metas coming in, but this is the fall split. So new teams, new strats, new style of gameplay, but in the same old PUBG Mobile.
Exactly, the same old battlegrounds, the same old maps, but the new things that the teams have picked up on, how are they gonna use them to their advantages inside of the game? And talking about advantages, this is, I mean, if I were to compare regions, because even last time Ocean was here with me, and we were talking about games, and even he had this expectation of, all right, let's see how aggressive the games can get. And right off the bat, we had one team that would just rush in and take down like an entire squad in an instant. So that is the sort of expectation we are coming in with right now for this team. And talking about the game, I guess it's just time to jump right into the action with the very first game that's going to be played on Erangel, and the trajectory is in front of us, starting from Nova Ripnoy and heading towards the Gatka area.
Absolutely, and keeping my minds open, I do not have any kind sort of predictions, but if you look at the flight path trajectory, a lot of teams are going to have trouble going towards the northeastern regions, especially Yasnaya. Then you have Lipovka, Mansion, even Prison is looking really far, and even Siverny, Zaki. Those are the areas that the teams are going to have trouble going to, but there are a few drop locations that are going to be the hotspot areas, like Novoripnoy military base. Then we can now see a few teams going down to Pachinki, Milta, Farm. So I'm really excited. Are you?
Yeah, even I'm really excited for this one, but we're going to have to wait and see how these teams play things out, or have things changed since the last time. We can see the players from Portal Esports heading towards the Farm Milta area. Also an interesting thing, the players from NextGen Esports are the same players that used to play under the banner of Gaming Hub until last time. So that is also going to raise the stakes for the players. Gaming Hub also a pretty big name in the Pakistan circuit. But I guess in a little while we're going to see if the new young players that we are seeing for the first time, are they going to rise up to the challenge and contest the old guards already? So Fixers, let's talk about this. We have the circle in front of us, but if you look over the Pachinki area, we already see like 3-4 teams gliding over there. That's going to create a lot of trouble.
Yes, absolutely. That is going to create a lot of trouble, and by the looks of it, they're going to, you know, kind of spread across. They're going to maybe Rozok, a few teams will be going towards the school area. Maybe a few other teams will take those vehicles and go as far as Yasnaya Polyana. But taking a look at the circle, at the zone that has been formed, it's a quite generic circle. We have earlier casted this circle as well. I think it will be ending somewhere south of Mansion, somewhere western side of Shelter.
Yeah, I mean, generic circles are pretty interesting because you have seen them multiple times and the general direction is the same. But one thing you cannot predict is where your opponents are going to come from, as Emerge looks to face a 1v2 situation against squad number 5. And this could get pretty intense. They know where he is. He's given away the sound cues, has an Uzi in his hands for the perfect weapon for a close range fight. But if the players that are in front of him manage to spot him out through the windows, he is going to be in so much trouble right now. Emerge, he needs to be patient. So I think almost all 3 of the players are going to be in the same situation. Squad number 5, the players have called for backup already, and so has Emerge. The question now comes down to which team, which backup arrives first.
Absolutely, and we will have to see because this is a very early stage of the game, and Arshil does want to make that push in. But we already see Hassan taking down LOL's Hassan and Arshil and his teammates. They are both marching in as Emerge has dropped the smoke. But will he be able to delay things? Will he be able to getting by enough time for his teammates to come in? But that's a flashy maneuver coming out of him, and yes, he's got that good TPP angle, escaping from that house, and he has to get away from here. That's a 1v2 situation. He definitely cannot take that fight on the pen and paper, but if he takes that one good knock, then things might just go in his favor.
Well, we're going to have to wait and see how this works out. Emerge, he's standing on top of the staircase over to the right-hand side, in towards the bedroom area, but his opponents, they are trying to climb in, and Emerge, he tries to take the fight. The first finish is gonna come in right in front of us, and that was a pretty fast one. The instant headshot over there just is gonna put NextGen Esports players in a bit of trouble, as Emerge was taken down and his teammates are gonna be left with a 3-man squad now.
Absolutely, and they will be still looting, and nothing much is really lost for them. It's just an early game. They have to make sure in the later course of the game that they do not have more casualties. Even if they enter the final circle with 3 players, they're good to go. But look at what we see over here. Adele is in here for some revenge, but he is being very clever. He does not just want to push head on, rather he is waiting behind the rock, and now as it looks, he wants to get back to the squad house. He wants to get back into the safety. He's waiting for his teammates perhaps to come in, and maybe then they might just make that push.
I mean, these guys need to get away. Adil especially, you need to avoid any sort of engagement right now, because you're sitting at a man disadvantage. It's going to be a 3 versus 4 situation, and if you end up taking an early exit in the very first game, that might just affect the team's momentum. A safer play is going to be to go for the placement points now. Just play a slow-paced game. Just get this one over with. Get as many placement points as you can, and just pick up a few kills here and there while the game goes on. And then when you come back in the next game, that's when you try and go for those skill points and get those skill points back for your team's advantage.
Absolutely. And earlier we just saw Team Hellfire making their move near the school areas, trying to loot out and get as much as they can, because they also need to make the rotations possible. They also need to make those quick rotations inside the center of the circle. What we have been seeing so far is all the teams they tend to loot and they just go and sit dead smack in the center and wait for the circle to shrink in. But that's when the magic kicks in. You never know where the circle is going to go. A circle just might throw a curveball at you and just might go to some extreme ends. So you have to be prepared for absolutely everything. But taking a look at the map right now, we see the center area being vacant. So it will be occupied in the later stages. But there has already a fight that has begun in the Western Georgia Paul City.
Yeah, already a fight starting between the players of North Esports, and I think the squad they're going up against, squad number 10, they have to be careful, alright? Because a couple of seconds ago we did get to see the minimap, and if you had noticed, the players from TUF, they were nearby as well, but Ayan, he's going to get a knock for his own team. Sensei is out on the flanks, he's trying to find an opening to go in and take down at least one member from the players of squad 10, but even he goes down, caught off guard by Bauer, and that is a troublesome situation if you are the players of NAS, North Esports, because now you're 2 men down, only 2 players surviving. Have to find a way to go for the revives on the players that are basically just cut off from any sort of support. Like, look at this, Amer, he has the cover. Hamza is going to be taken down as well, and Amer is going to be the only man standing. Could we be seeing the very first squad wipe right in front of us, as Varkas, he is going in for the charge and has the AK in his hands, goes for the drop shot, is going to be dropped down on the ground, but from the distance, the player of TUF just confirming the kill, and now they are dropping down the pain basically on squad number 10.
So you see a classic backstab happening over here by the members of Team TUF. Edgar, this time he's holding the hell area. I think he dropped off at the hospital compounds, and then he just made his move. He heard those gunshots and he was like, let's just take advantage of this particular situation, and that is exactly what they did. And they got what they wanted, what they came in here for. They got 3 kills right out of the bat, and that is really surprising, and now they are going to make a move inside the circle.
Yeah, 3 kills, and one of them was the finisher on the players of North Esports. But now we're gonna have to see how the players of TUF react. I mean, that third party, it was pretty incredible. But you know what? It would have been more incredible had they had this weapon that we are getting in the very first airdrop. It's the AWM, along with the level 3 kit and the tactical stock also coming into play over there. But now, moving forward, looking at the players of F4, they are making their rotation in towards the center of the circle right now, and we're gonna have to see, are they gonna get there safe and sound, or is their rotation gonna be in some bit of trouble? Because right now they are just moving from the right hand side, from the eastern side of Pochinki. They are heading north towards the Rozok school area, but that's where majority of the teams are already holding up.
Yes, absolutely. And Team F4, this is also a team that we have heard a lot of praises about. But look, by the looks of the circle, we are gonna see where the circle is going to take a shrink and which area is going to be favored by all these teams. And by the looks of it, it's a certain shift, and the farm area is wide open for all the teams. So Team IDL is definitely going to have a good time getting inside the center of the circle, trying to take control of that farm area and wait for the other teams. We will have to see, but there is already a fight that has broken down. Daniel taking a spray down at members of TUF, Thor, but by the looks of it, he's managed to escape.
Yeah, he has somehow managed to escape, but they're gonna have to find out a better way to confirm the kills for themselves. Alright, another interesting thing. When I was introduced to my sort of initial experience in Pakistan, Zameen was one of the lads who used to play for Bablu at that time, and Bablu since then on out has been really dominant squad. But now the rosters have changed a bit. TUF, last time they were pretty strong, but now Zameen joining the squad, we have to see how much that impacts this team's performance. On the other side, XTC F5, they are looking to catch some players off guard, but right now they are in a really comfortable position, have the high ground for themselves. Or over on the far eastern side of Pochinki, there aren't any teams close to them, so they're gonna have to just wait and see if the circle moves in their general direction. But for now, we have another fight happening right in front of us. A rotation being cut off by the players of squad number 7, and Barca with that DP spray, just some damage connecting on the player from Ecstasy.
Absolutely, and he will just have to, you know, control himself over there, because the enemy has long far been gone over there. And for the teams now, they are trying to play it a bit slow because it's the first game. But as the game progresses, after the 4th circle, we might get to witness a lot of action coming in. But talking about how the circle has really shaped around, we've got a lot of compounds around the farm area where the teams can actually look towards capitalizing. And there you go, 247 Gaming. This is also one of the teams that we are looking out for, and we will have to see as to how their players perform in this particular game. And getting the chicken dinner right off the bat in the first game is a huge momentum boost for all the teams that will secure the dinner. But taking a look at how teams are positioned right now, we can see Team PES taking a move from the northern side. Team XT is taking a move from the eastern side, so everyone kind of wants to be inside the circle, have a good position, but we will have to see as to where the next shift is going. Imagine, Johnny, the circle trying to throw a curveball goes towards the southern side.
I mean, if you're a spectator, you would actually love to see that happen. But if you're a player in this matchup right now, that's going to be the worst thing that can happen to you, because almost all the teams are clustered towards the Farm Milta area. And at this point, if the circle moves south, only teams like IDL, who already have control of the No Rep Noi bridge, as you can see on the map, are going to be in the advantage. Rest everyone else is going to have to find a way to swim it out. But now, Naeem, he spots out the players of PES, and once again, the players of XTC. I like this. These guys are taking it really slow. They are being patient. They're waiting for the zone to actually make the shift, and then they are planning to rotate. For now, they know they're in a really good situation. They want to hold out, and I don't think they can hold out anymore as the circle. But like, there's the curveball you were asking for, mate.
I mean, what an incredible start to the PMCO flawless split in this particular region. The first circle ends up at the bridge area. So few teams definitely do have the advantage, and the team that will be, with those happy faces is definitely going to be Team IDL, because they've got no one behind their backs. They just have to focus on teams who are in front. They've got a good rich cover, but Team XT can be very deadly for them.
Yeah, it can be really, really deadly, but look at this. So this is what I like. Look at the cluster that's formed up on the no rep no ridge. That means we can have a lot more fights happening, and we can already hear the gunshots. As I think it is going to be a really, really difficult situation, especially for the team that I just said had the advantage right now. F4, they have spotted out a few of the lads. Rahman, he was really, really low, but somehow managed to heal up. And now 247, another returning team from the last PMCO. Lucky he is taking some tick damage from the shots that are coming in from his right hand side, but still somehow manages to survive.
We will have to see. 247, they've got a lot of stakes on the line. They've had a good compound so far. They're holding on. They're taking a few damage, but they will eventually heal up, so nothing really too much to worry about. But Fuzzy, on the other hand, takes a dig at PUBG Esports Reaper. But what do we see? 47, Apex Hassan throwing a grenade down on south towards his opponents, and we will have to see this fight breaking down between Team 47 and Team Hell. So anything can happen. Both of them are located in the barnhouse areas, and Hash, there goes another grenade, but nothing really connecting right now.
Yeah, nothing really connecting, but they have to find an opening really, really fast, because we know what happens. All right. So if we can get the minimap with us right now, you're going to notice something really interesting. GS, look at the military island. Only one team has actually found a way over there. And no matter where the bridge actually goes from here, GS, they are going to be in a really comfortable position, because they are going to be fighting in one single direction. That's going to be in front of them. But TUF Edgar with one nade is going to drop a couple of more players and goes on a domination. The lad has 5 kills right now, and I think his team is going to be pretty happy. TUF, they are doing really well for now, have confirmed a lot of kills. I mean, starting all the way from Georgepol City, coming in towards this no rep no fight, and they were playing the edge right now. So they're going to have to move and take control of the center, and we know what's happening in the center.
Did I just see one grenade wiping out an entire squad?
Yes.
That's some aggressive action coming in there, ladies and gentlemen. But right now, Evil has also taken the wrath coming in from Team 47. And now, Team 47 will definitely try to capitalize on the situation as they go marching in. Lucifer trying to hold on, but Hash takes him down and will finish him off instantly. And now, is he going to make that push happen? Yes, he does. Opponents have obviously revived their teammates, but right now the push has already come in for Team 47. They are going in through the house. They will make that entrance, and by oh my, they are holding out on the upper floor, and that might be really, really troublesome for this particular team, as Thor does eliminate one player down there. But now 47 looks to be backing off. I do not understand why they did, but let's see what they're up to.
We'll have to see what they're going to be up to, or what they are coming in with. In the meanwhile, we have another team being eliminated. That's going to be, I think, headshots being taken down. But Team 47, that is squad number 9 right now, charging in on the players of squad number 17. One more man falling down. Devil was taken down. Just one lad left standing, fighting on the stairs. He's going to be finished off as well. But now switching over to the other side. If you notice, a couple of seconds earlier, we did see a picture-in-picture sort of a situation of a slamming, and that was 247 just making their way from one edge to the other. Sitting on the outside of the circle right now, they're going to be in a little bit of a sticky situation, as all the teams on the inside already have controls of the compound, or they have taken away controls of the compound by eliminating a few teams for themselves.
Yes, absolutely. That they have done, and 247 this time in a lot of trouble because the push has already come in. Team F4 is the one charging in, and there is one helpless guy who just got taken down over here, but still 3 members are remaining, and Team F4 needs to push in, and that has to be fast. The grenades have already been lobbed in, but F4 versus 247, this is going to be one hell of a fight. But on the other hand side, we also see fights breaking out as hell has broken loose in the certain area of Milta.
The Milta area, I mean the notorious Milta area. This is why it's notorious. You don't have much compounds, but if the circle forms here, you're going to be in a really bad situation. And talking about bad situations, 247 Gaming is going to be taken out of this game by the players of F4. And it was that crucial utility that came into action, but what did we just witness? TUF getting eliminated on the 11th position right now. Squad number 8, they have spotted out the players of 4-7. GS, they put themselves in a really good situation, crossing the bridge and moving over to the military island. Now, they have crossed the Nova Repnoi bridge, come back on the main island and are sitting on that gas station that's right on the very edge of the island.
And I think that gas station might just be the key for them getting the chicken dinner, because obviously this is a really good spot and all you have to do is hold on to your horses, make your shots right, connect them and finish everybody that makes a push at you. But by the looks of it, Team Ecstasy and Team Xetreme, these are the teams that we are also looking forward in this particular game. But PM trying to peek out, trying to take a few shots onto its phobia, or maybe Tarzan, whoever gets to be in his crosshairs. But Tarzan, he's already dug in a few shots of his own and knocked down a few players out there with his Car 98. And right now, Team XT, they are moving behind. They have to get inside the circle. The third triple story compound is definitely going to be one of their favorite choices, but right, behold, in front of them, there is already a squad there, and we are going to witness some absolute pandemonium in maybe a couple of seconds more.
I mean, I think we've already started witnessing the pandemonium by the way this game has been going so far. Zayden, he did take some damage, but now did prone down. The boosters are running. He needs to heal up. But let's see where this nade from Abud is going to land, and does it take down a few players? Oh, missing its mark. The players from squad number 5, they are going to find themselves in the safety. And Abud, he does not really have the angle to actually land those grenades on the players.
Yes, but still, look at them. They're just chilling. They know the right time to make that entry inside the circle. They're playing through the edges, which is a really good strategy. But on the other lines, we see a lot of people being taken down. This time, F4 being under the lead. A lot of bullets being thrown at them. But Reaper, he is spraying down. Does manage to take down Zaidan. But will the push come in? This is absolutely chaotic. BladeOP does spot a few players down of Team F4. Wolverine under a lot of bullets over there, but BladeOP, he is still holding on to his covers. He knows that he needs to keep his spray route, but he's not really peeking around. He's just showing himself up. But IDL, have they finished off Team F4, and this is a huge shocker.
Yeah, that is a shocker. But moving on to the other fight, squad number 5, XT, they planned on actually charging Abud, the man who was actually separated from his team. So Abud right now is just stuck in that watchtower, while his team, the other 3 players from his team, they're on the other side of the road. There's no backup for him if they plan to charge from the backlines. That's what they thought. But Abud, he can take a stand for himself, planning to actually managing to take down one of the players from squad number 5, and thus putting his opponents in a bit of a pressure and a sticky situation. But the smokes on the road, are they planning to cross over? This is going to be a really bad decision.
Yes, absolutely. Team Xetreme are having their 3 players alive, and now they are actually making that push happen. PM is closing in, and right now Team SCYTES are in a bit of a pickle, right? And they have to make their cards right. And now PM has definitely lobbed the grenade down. One player is knocked out, and CM and Mad Max are definitely providing the cover fire from the other buildings. Now they are kind of getting sandwiched and surrounded, but we will have to see if Team Xetreme can pull off something really crazy. But there comes the Molotov. There goes one player down. But on the other side, Portal Esports is in the receiving end, as one of their players have already been knocked out.
Yeah, they are going to be in a really bad situation, but Dino from this high ground can actually turn things around. He's getting so much information for his team. The bad thing is going to be for them that they are really far away from the circle. Ghost trying to take the fight against PN. He is charging in. His teammates are right behind him. PN, he's he's going to be in a bad situation. The nade being cooked by Ghost. There's the gap in the wall that he needs to sort of land the grenade through. He does that perfectly. PN is going to be taken down, and that is squad number 5. XT losing another player, and another one goes down as CW is going to be the last man surviving for his team.
Yes, absolutely. He will be, but now he has to do something about it, because if he does not, he is also going to meet his teammates very soon. But Team Xetreme, there you go. They have been taken down. A very good resilience hold coming in there from Tarzan. That one grenade. So we are definitely seeing a lot of grenades being lobbed in, and a lot of players are using that, and it's a really good thing. There goes another grenade. Oreo this time taking a kill on GS's AK. Another grenade being locked up, but PES just have their one member surviving. That is Reaper. He is trying to helplessly revive his teammates so that he can get into the action. But the circle, look at it. It's so crowded. So many players alive. 21 players are remaining. 7 teams, and there comes the push. And GS really needs to hold on to their horses and needs to play their cards right if they have to win this particular game.
Yeah, definitely need to play their cards right. One mistake and you could get eliminated early on in this game. We have 7 teams remaining, 20 players alive right now. And NextGen, Dero, he does spot out a few players. I mean, does not really spot them out. I mean, his teammates are falling down right in front of him. He's just trying to survive. Adil is there on the first floor, and XTC, they can at any given time, at any time that they want, just go up, finish him off, and get that extra kill for themselves. But on the other side, squad number 8, they have their own players falling down to grenades coming in from F5.
Yes, and Golden Stars are looking really good and are a strong contender for a chicken dinner in this particular game. But Oreo does take down Naeem, and Rebel, he is prone in, he's waiting, he's watching every single action unfold right in front of him as IDL are making their moves, but they're in the squad house. The big house is also occupied by 2 squads over there. Adil being in the wrong side of the enemy territory, will he be able to survive? Will he be able to pull off a shocker? But Dino, he's got other things in his mind. He's taken the roof. Now, will he be able to spot down Oreo in the right neck of time? Golden Star players, they are also kind of restricted to one single compound. On the backlines, we do see team number 14, that is Team Side, coming in. So this is going to be one exciting final circles.
Yeah, it is going to be an exciting circle indeed as the fights start happening. Adil is going to be dropping down. But now, Ecstasy, they're going to be in trouble. Alright, Adil drops too. And now Cairo, he is going to be under a lot of pressure. He's going to be the last man surviving. Here comes Adil, but Cairo somehow just manages to survive that situation. And Adil from NextGen Esports, he's still standing. Cairo, he's barely 1 HP, healing up behind the wall. Adil is trying to find a way. He needs to go in now. Goes in, tries to fire the shots, misses a few, and Adil falls down. NextGen Esports being eliminated. All thanks to Cairo. He somehow managed to survive that situation, but I don't think he's going to survive for long as the players from IDL just run in right in the nick of time.
But we have to give the credits to Cairo. The way he clutched that team wipe there, that is commendable. But IDL definitely taking advantage of the situation. But look at what we have. Tarzan taking down one of those players, and it's just 3 teams remaining. It's Golden Star, it's Team IDL and Team SCYTES. Oxy burning down, and he will also get finished down by Fazzy. But there you go, Golden Star gets eliminated. IDL is looking really strong, and they are marching in for the chicken dinner as Tarzan is the last player remaining. And I do get an idea that they exactly know where he is.
I don't think so. They know where he is because Tarzan is just lying there doing nothing. Look at this. They're going to have to find a way to figure out where the last remaining player of this game is.
I think he's just one with the nature.
He's literally one with the nature right now. He knows where his opponents are, so he knows where he wants to look, but he's just lying on the floor and he knows that he should not get up. There is a really, really small possibility of Tarzan actually getting the chicken dinner for his team in this game.
Yes, there is, but he needs to make sure those first shots connect. He gets those first initial few knocks, but no, I think his position has been compromised as the members of Team IDL are pushing in. There comes the Molly, and one player gets taken down by Tarzan, but will the second player spot it? And yes, that happens. But that was some good effort coming in there from Tarzan. But Team IDL definitely being the winners of the map Erangel, and they've secured themselves a winner chicken dinner.
Well, yeah, it was an incredible match indeed. I mean, not just talking about the winners, but the way it started off and the way it finished. That final circle, it was intense because you had multiple number of teams and not enough houses for them to take over. That's why we saw those over-aggressive charge-ins come into play. And the fight between Adil and Cairo, that was an incredible one. Because first it was Adil in a 1v3 situation, managed to take down 2. But then Cairo somehow survives barely with 1 HP. Adil comes back for the 1v2 situation wherein he thought he had the advantage, but by the time the 1v1 took place, his teammate had already fallen down, and it was up to whoever actually managed to mess up the least in that close combat.
But you know what I really loved about this particular game? The use of grenades. There was so much grenades action going on. Every single player had almost around 5-6 grenades for himself. And we did witness a lot of clutches coming in by a lot of different players. Some nice plays. Cairo definitely being the one that we have to point out, because he was just surviving with a sliver of HP when the last player pushed in. He did manage to finish him off, but he was kind of unlucky because then Team Ideal just capitalized on the situation and took advantage of it. But that was just the first game. We have 3 more running, and I'm really excited as to see how the other games are going to unfold.
Even I'm really excited because the next map is going to be Sanhok, then we have Miramar and Vikendi lined up for you guys. But talking about taking advantages of situation in this game, I mean, we started off that way, if you remember. The fight happening in Georgopol City and TUF just coming in from the back lines on top of the mountain around the hospital compound and just taking down players from both the teams.
I think there were a few disappointments, however, coming in from Team F4, then Team PES, because we have heard a lot about them. They are one of those best teams in their particular region, and the first game might have been a bit sloppy, but I presume that they will be coming back strong in the games to come.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, because as we were talking about the format as well, each team gets to play 12 games in total. So these guys have 11 more to go for themselves, and that's going to decide who moves forward from there. So the opportunity is not yet lost for anyone.
Yes, that's definitely not lost. But if you talk about what happened in the previous game, so we saw the circle taking a lot of shift to its certain side, and for a second we thought that it might end up on the bridges, but then it was really favoring the players. It ended up in the compounds where a Team Ideal just capitalized, like we said, the situation and took the chicken dinner.
Alright, let's talk about this. Only one team was able to make their way towards the military island and then come back. And I feel like that might have just been the 200.
I think that was Golden Stars.
Yeah, it was Golden Stars, and that might have been a 200 IQ play, because from there on out, they just had a pretty easy situation to deal with, wherein all they had to do was move forward, take one fight, move forward, take one fight, and they could have played the edge really easily. But let's have a look at the standings after match number 1, wherein IDL is going to be leading the charge with 33 points going in their favor.
And just look at the number of kills that they have, 13 kills.
Look at TUF.
Yes, of course. I was just going to come over there. I mean, TUF definitely finishing on the 4th position. Nothing really much to scoff about. Okay. Placement points and the kill points. That is where I'm got shocked. Really, 11 points. Though they got eliminated really early, but those 10 kills definitely being one hell of a shocker.
Yeah, it was a shocker indeed, and you're gonna have to figure out how they are actually managing to get that many kills. I mean, we do know how they got those kills. One was a third party, the other was the grenade kill fest that they got for themselves going.
Yeah, I think that was Edgar that got that whole squad wiped for him. But taking a look on the bottom half of the table, we have F4 Esports and Portal Esports. Definitely the 2 names that are standing out. And in the games to come, they will have to step up. Because if you keep slacking off like this, then you never know, you might just get out.
Talking about getting out, another big name that did get out early on, it was 247 Gaming.
Okay,
and,
yeah.
Even they are going to be required to step up because the teams returning from the last PMCO, I mean, there are going to be a lot of expectations. Talking about things coming back, one thing that has changed like really massively is the level of aggression that you see in the game, because as I was talking about it, like usually when we are casting matches from Pakistan, the matches are really aggressive, teams charging and constant fighting, but this time it looked like everyone was slowing things down. They were giving respect to each other and not just charging into firefights for no reason. The fights were actually thought out, and as you said, utilities were the most important thing in the match. I really like that.
Absolutely. And you know, this new kill format that we have, the standings, like the points system, I think that is where Team TUF really capitalized on, because they just had that one position point, but the kill system, the kill meta that has been inculcated from quite some time, and teams are definitely utilizing it in their own benefit.
Definitely teams have adjusted to this, because this one was introduced a while ago, but from there on out, it does seem like the aggression has sort of caught up with some teams, and some teams have sort of gotten used to their own playstyle. But as we were saying, that was just the first game. We have 3 more matches to go. The next one is going to be Sanhok, but that is going to happen after we come back from a short break. So you guys stay tuned and keep watching. We'll be right back. Hello everyone, and once again welcome back to the PMCO 2020 Fall Split. My name is Varun Super Johnny John. That is Fixes joining me on the desk this time, and we're going to be heading into match number 2, which is going to be played on the map of Sanhok.
Absolutely, and we've had an incredible start with so many teams getting aggressive right off the bat. And now, as we're moving on to a fast-paced map like Sanhok, we're going to witness an even faster outing from all these players.
Yeah, definitely. I think faster outings is the right word, because we did see some insane plays being made, especially as far as the grenades were concerned from all the players inside the server. But this time, talking about last game, it was Team I Don't Lose who took the victory for themselves, showcasing that they do live up to their name. But in the next one, in the land of Sanhok, which is pretty famous for having a lot of snakes in it, is it gonna be the aggressive playstyle of certain teams like Team TUF or Team IDL and 247 Gaming, or is it gonna be the slow-paced playstyle that's gonna get the victory? I guess only time will tell, because we're gonna have to see where the circle goes as well.
Yes, absolutely. From the latest trends that we have observed, we've seen the circle shift a lot towards the western side. So I'm looking forward to the teams that are going to drop onto its Hatin area or maybe Camp Alpha. So those are the areas that are going to be stacked up by a few teams. But I am also going to take a look at Boot Camp, where maybe one team might drop, or maybe there might be like 2 or 3 teams competing for that hot drop.
I mean, talking about hot drops, there are a couple in this map of Sanhok. There is the bootcamp areas, there's the Paradise Resort, there's Ruins, there's the city of Painan, but there are areas that are pretty much abandoned as well. Talking about Camp Alpha, that place you hardly have teams going there. Camp Charlie as well, you sometimes have teams that like to start from the Camp Charlie location, but usually even in our region, there are only a few teams that go to that area.
Yes, absolutely, and that's the beauty of PUBG Mobile. You can never predict. It varies region to region, so a lot of teams might go for those outerward areas, maybe going towards Sami. Maybe we might see a few teams dropping off at Ban, because you've got that amazing hill cover out there for you. So a lot of teams have a lot of different strats in their mind. I just have to see which team is going to execute what. And during those rotations, in those final circles, a lot of teams have to be pushing inside, trying to get to the circle, trying to hold a good area of advantage for themselves. And you need to really take your shots very carefully, because if you're fighting with another team and you might get backstabbed or third party really easily.
Exactly, that's what costed a couple of teams in the Georgia Pool City the match in the very first game. But you have to be extra careful of those third parties in Sanhok, just because the map is really small, everyone is really close to each other. Every single time you take a fight, you're giving out sound cues to every single team that's around you, and in this map, that is something that causes a lot of trouble. So basically one person from every single team is sort of dedicated just to keep an eye on the backline and see that the backstabs aren't coming in from anywhere, and the team stays safe and focused on the fight up ahead.
Yes, absolutely. That, and there was a few, shortcomings there from the teams that we observed in Erangel. Okay, grenading was on point, but I expected to see more of those smoke grenades coming out, more of the utility usage, because, a lot of teams tend to do that to confuse their enemies off their positions, or maybe trying to go in for the res, because that is what we saw in the fight where Team PES was literally clobbered down to one side, and had they used their smokes right, maybe they would have survived, but that was certainly not the case, and they got taken down.
Yeah, exactly. Smokes are going to be pretty important. I mean, the damaging utility is important if you just want to go for the kills. But smokes, they help you survive. They help you create openings for your team and just manipulate a certain situation towards your advantage. So just slow down the pace of a fight a little bit and try and think of ways that lead to your team having the advantage in the fight and the overall situation. Because there's one thing that I like to say: never fight the opponent on even grounds. Always only fight when you have the upper hand.
Yes, that is certainly sure. And you also need to make sure that you've got no one lurking around you. Maybe no one looking at you while you're taking those fights. Because if you mess up your covers, then you are definitely going going down. And that certainly happens a lot in Sanhok, because in the map of Sanhok, you do not tend to get a lot of utilities like you get in Erangel or Miramar or say Vikendi. So we will have to see as how their gun skills are in this particular map when they are trying to make their rotations in, how quickly they're able to spot down their enemies and take them down.
Definitely, that is also going to be a troublesome situation. But talking about holding flanks, I mean, the one of the iconic moments from the last game, it's going to be the fight between Abood and the players of XT, wherein Abood was trying to lurk and catch some of the players off guard. He got spotted out, had 3 players charge in on his face, and he did somehow manage to survive, take down one of the opposing players, and then fall back along with his teammates. So if a player can execute a play like that, you have to be really careful of those guys.
Yeah, that is certainly one thing that I really love, because all these players do know their riches, they do know the map, they do know how to move around the compounds, how to escape from it without even your enemy knowing that. But you need to know in Sanhok things are going to be different. There are a lot less compounds. You need to have that high ground advantage for yourself, have those rocks for your covers. We had seen during the World League a lot of teams are utilizing the pickup truck for the covers. So we'll have to see as to are the teams going to take those vehicles in handy, or are they just going to go straight in?
I mean, it's Sanhok, so the terrain in itself is pretty much enough to provide you with all the cover that you can need. In the worst situation, what most people we have seen do is just lie on the ground. There's just too much grass on this land, and talking about that, terrain does impact your play as well. So you need to, as Fixers was pointing it out, you need to know the terrain that you're fighting on. You need to know which part of the map you are, how the ridges are mapped out over that area, so you can plan out a situation as to how you're going to move in a fight and sort of create an opening. But in a matter of seconds, we are gonna have the game in front of us, and when I say a matter of seconds, I mean right now. So let's have a look at the trajectory of the plane, and it's gonna start between the Camp Alpha Island and the Ruins Island and go on all the way towards Cow.
Yes, that definitely is, and we know this is a 4x4 map, so you're not going to have any kind of trouble getting to any desired drop location that you want to. So we see Team PES already dropping down maybe towards at Camp Alpha. We have Team XT going down south towards Sami, but boot camp is the area that I'm gonna look out for. And by the areas, we also are gonna look out for a lot of different varieties of snakes that will be crawling in the later stage of the game. And we also see a few teams going up on towards the northern side into the Cow region, and that is Team Hellfire. Definitely Paradise has been taken by Team F4, but we also see members of Team Ecstasy dropping down over there. Team TUF however goes towards Camp Bravo, but the area of Ban kind of looks vacant.
Yeah, Ban has been left abandoned for now, unless 247 they decide that they want to take control of that empty area for themselves. But for now, HellFighters, they are gonna have to be careful, as they do have squad number 13 right next to them, and this can spell some trouble for them. The Hearthen area, this is gonna be a high priority location, starting from the northernmost point of the map and coming down south. I think this has to be a tricky situation for both these teams, but we do see Supreme. He's slowly and steadily moving in the direction of his opponents, while his teammates, they try to find a flanking position on the from the southern side.
Yes, that they are. And Hatin, we know, is a very iconic drop location in the map of Sanhok, as BTR loves to take this position for themselves. Supreme does have a basic amount of loot, has those few guns in for himself, but he needs those utilities, those first aids, those smokes, so that he can get inside the circle. By the looks of the circle, we can see a northern circle over here. We'll just have to see where it exactly ends. Does it go towards the western side, or does it stick to the center?
Yeah, that is going to be important as well. For now, these teams are going to be in a safe situation. It's just the first circle. You can take your time to find your loot. You can take your time to figure out how you're going to rotate it. But 247 Umi, he's moving out in the open. Edgar, he should have been able to spot him out as Umi was coming down from the slope. This is going to be a weird situation for the players of 247 Gaming. But TUF, they can be in trouble as well. I don't think Edgar suspects there are players behind him, as he was crossing the road out in the open, and with the shots being fired, finally the information is going to be be given away. But Edgar, he is away from his teammate, does not have any sort of a backup. All right, I was wrong. Zameen is here for his teammate, and Umi is going to be taken down. Lucky, he's on the very, very left edge of that hut that's in front of him. Edgar does take some damage from Lucky, but Umi is getting a revive. So this is just here to delay a push, or any push in fact, from the players of TUF.
You can never rule out that this player Edgar, he can go all grenades in, but does he have one? Because this is still the early phase of the game, and Lucky does peek out but will get taken down. Edgar getting that good knock, but no, he gets traded off, and 47 Hash does take Phobia of Team SCYTES. But there you go, Team TUF, will they be able to come in for their teammate who is already bleeding out? And one of those players from Team 247 had been taken down earlier, but has now been given the res up. Venom really proning in right in the start of the game, trying to spot players out of Team 247, but there you go, Edgar goes down. But TUF, last game they had a good run, they had 10 kills for the belt, they were eliminated early. Had they kept their position right, they might have ended up in a better position.
Yeah, they could have ended up in a better position, but for now, the position that they are in, let's talk about that. It's not good at all. One lad being taken out, the others just a little bit too far behind. And what are the players from 4-7 doing? They're just standing on top of the containers. I think they were dividing the loot amongst themselves. That's good. That's good. Need to share stuff with teammates. On the other side, more fights happening throughout the map, and the squad with squad number 13, that is going to be the players of NextGen Esports. We did see Emerge take some damage. This fight should go in their favor, as the team in front of them, it's a 3-man squad.
On the other hand side, we see Team SCYTES taking a lot of damage out there. But right now, if you can see, Babar is actually trying to make that push happen. So he has definitely got that higher ground advantage for himself, but he spots out Azim. I think that's 9 over there, and he gets knocked down and is out of the game before he even realizes that, and he will be finished off definitely. And okay, there goes that second player. Rebel also getting taken down, and right now this team is looking really good and looking really strong. Cairo, he had a good outing in the last game, but can they get that chicken dinner? But because they've already lost 2 of their players in the process.
Yeah, ecstasy even this time. Cairo is just going to be left to lift up the burden for his team, but the first airdrop is coming inside the game with the MK14, the tactical stock for the rifles, and the level 3 kits. So this is northeastern circle that we are seeing in this game, and the common hotspots is where the action is, where we thought at least the action is going to lie. But it's those rotation points, the crossing points from one island to the other, the crossing point from one hotspot to the other, where most of the fights are happening right now. Squad number 17 and squad number 13, that is NextGen Esports facing off against the HellFires right now. And HellFires is the team with the 3-man squad. They did actually manage to spot out, or should I say catch off guard, the players of NextGen, but it seems like that was a trap. Vikendi drops down, one is going to be instantly traded, and that just evens out the numbers. But the good thing is for the squad of HellFires, because the other players from NextGen Esports, they were on the other side of the mountain.
Yes, they were, but right now we can see Wukas trying to go all in aggressive. The grenades come in, but that does not do any damage as the fight has broken down between Team SNX, and Phobia will be taking down one of the players of Team XNS, and Phobia is going in for the grenade. The Molotov in fact has been tossed in, and he has to spot players on his right side. He falls down, but no, he does not get taken out, and the push comes in, but he is lobbing a grenade again. This one good grenade can get themselves that second knock that they were looking forward to. But Phobia taking down one more player, and here comes the push. Phobia getting threaded off, but no, the fight is still on. But no, finally Team HotShotSs have been eliminated in the start, and that's the first squad to be going out.
Yeah, the first squad to be eliminated from this game. That has to be quite unfortunate. But talking about this team, SCYTES, they have been living up to their name as well. I mean, SCYTES is something that the Grim Reaper carries, and this time them being the Grim Reapers for the one team, and that is the team of HotShotSs. So An incredible performance this time around, starting the game at a really high note, I should say. But interesting thing. All right, Fixers, look at this. Do you see on the northern side of the map, in the water, in the waters, is that a ship? Is that a fish? No. It's Aladdin from Team Portal Esports.
Is he going for the drop? The military drop that landed in the waters. He's taking a whole route up from the north, trying to enter. That's a really good strat. And in fact, I would really commend it because nobody else is there. Nobody is going to take them down from the shore, so which has been a case with most of the teams. But this time, Portal Esports are looking really strong. The last game was not a good outing by their standards, but this time, marching down from the northern side, will be going towards the southern side. They have Team Golden Stars waiting in for them. But if they play their cards right, if they make some holding out there in the northern area, I think we might get to see a fight between Team NGES and Team Golden Stars, and Portal Esports might just be able to capitalize on that particular situation.
Yeah, but right now it looks like SCYTES, they could be in trouble as Team 47 Esports is right in front of them. Salman, he's trying to find an opening. He knows where the players are. He's just trying to see if he can spot one of them out in the open, exposed and completely vulnerable. And then all four of these lads are just going to run down this ridge into the huts and finish off these players that are remaining from the team of SCYTES.
Yes, that they are going to do. Team 47 was really looking promising, but had a kind of a kerfuffle in those barn areas. But right now, they are looking really strong, and they have spotted down the members of Team SCYTES, and they are looking like a three-man squad, and shots have been taken, damage has been done. They will have to heal up. But right now, look at the aggression coming in from Team 47. Gulal is trying to make that push happen. Hash has already cooked up a grenade, but will that grenade actually go inside the house? That is definitely going to be a question. That did go in, but did not land right. But with that, the fight's going on between Team ECSTASYYY. Does manage to take down one player. Supreme is knocked. Team Hellfire being in a whole world of troubles right now. F5 did lose out on his gun. Was trying to fest down their enemies, but got taken instead. And Team ECSTASYYY, meeting their makers, have been eliminated.
Yeah, I mean, they were just showed the way to meet their makers, but for now, coming back to the situation with the team SCYTES, Tarzan, he was trying to spot the players. Abood was dropped really low. Hash and his teammates, they are trying to find if they can go for a wide approach, but I think SCYTES, the position they are in, it is going to be really, really, really difficult to challenge them. They had cover. They know where the players of 4-7 Gaming were. And 4-7 Gaming just backing off is a really, really good decision for them. So, looking at the survival status for teams in this game, two teams have been taken out. HotShotSs and Team ECSTASYYY.
Yes, that they have been, but one of those teams did manage to get those 3 kills. So,
yeah,
like we told earlier, you need to have those kill points coming in, because TUF, like we saw, had 10 kills, but just that one position point ended up at the 3rd position. So, these teams can certainly make sure of that. You can go all in aggressive or just go in for this position points, because in the final circles, if you have your position correct, you're going to get a lot of kills. But looking at things right now, Baraka, we see him, he has spotted enemies on his screen right now, and okay, Team Hellfire looks to be in a lot of trouble. They have been surrounded, but Baraka has been taken down over there. Shots are coming in. Let's hope he does not get picked up, but no, he does take down another player. Ronnie will be the victim this time, but our Team HF going to make that push, because if they do, they are compromising their position. But right now, Bunny looks really strong. He does not want to let his enemy go. He wants to secure that kill for himself. 1 point is absolutely crucial for Team Hellfire, who have already gotten 2 kills to their belts.
Yeah, 1 more point along with the 2 kills that are coming in, and if they can actually plan on, if they can somehow figure out a way to bait out the rest of the players from your rules, they can get their points as well. But 4-7 Hash, he's going to be caught off guard as he goes on to face the players from North Esports. Right in front of him, has a couple of knocks. The kills are just available, but the nade being thrown is just going to help him confirm those easily for himself. They are charging in, and there goes the nade. Boom! Another knock. Amer down on the floor. 2 players from the squad of North Esports being taken down already from this game, and 1 more was knocked out on the other side. That was Snow. Hamzo is once again the last man surviving for his team.
Yes, and Hamzo is being surrounded by enemies from absolutely everywhere, and 247 Lucky does spot the snake out and will finish him off. And with that, North Esports have been eliminated from the game. But the trouble for Team 247 is not yet over, because the gunshots have been heard by Team 47, and if they decide to capitalize on this, then they might be in a whole world of trouble right now.
All right, look at this. 4-7 Esports facing off against 247 Esports. I would love to see that this time around, and that might just happen. But we'll have to see if squad number 20, that is Team Hellfire, that you can see on the map, is on the northern side of both these teams. Do they have something to say against this or not? Are they going to let these two teams fight it out and then go for the third party? Because that fight, like, there is a cluster of 4 teams in there, and a fight can break down at any moment. But you know what's even more interesting? If you look at Paradise Resort, we do see the players of F4 Esports over there, and they've been there since if I remember correctly, for the last 5 minutes.
Yes, since the inception itself, you can say. And they've not had the chance to move, and they don't need to. There you have a very good position for yourself. We've got very good loot. You just have to wait and wait for the circle. But by the circle's shift, we can look at Team TUF having a very promising position for themselves. But Team NGES might come in from the northern side. But looking at Portal Esports, they've made a very good maneuver coming in this time from the eastern sides. They've got all their shores cleared, and right now Gulal has spotted down Escobar. Just a matter of seconds before he takes a shot, but no, this time Silman will be the one who is going to eliminate him. And Team 47 has already been on a very aggressive roll, and the grenades have already been cooked in. Silman going in for the second knock, finishing off Escobar as well. Team Bunny, this guy is going to be in a lot of trouble right now, as 47 makes their push in, as all the players are going marching in. Hash has been knocked down, but Supreme, he is trying to blow the lead out. But right now, Team 47 have to prioritize their player. They have to give that revive onto Hash, and they have certainly succeeded in doing so. And Hassan has been taken down. This is trouble in paradise for Team 47. Salman does try to spray things down, but Bunny still holding the TPP angle, but Bunny will finally take Salman in the process.
Yes, Salman has fallen down, but Bunny was quite low, and Hash takes advantage of the situation, just finishing off Team Hellfire in this game. Down to 12 teams, 41 players alive, but 4-7. Even they were so close to losing 2 players. That was a super aggressive charge in from Salman. He should have waited for his teammates.
Yes, he certainly should have. But you know, Team 47, they are looking so strong right now in this map. Already have wiped almost 2 squads, and now they've got a very good position in the circle. They can also have a better hold because they're playing on the edges, and they can just let all the teams come in down on the center area, and all they have to do is have a good high ground, have some good covers, and just spray down their enemies. But Team Portal Esports, this is the team that we have been looking out for, has spotted their enemies, and any moment we can see a fight breaking down there as well.
Yeah, the fight can break down, but Portal Esports, they need to be really careful. 247 Gaming, they will have the high ground advantage. Umi does spot out Aladdin from the side of Portal Esports, but Aladdin just managing to rotate without me even noticing as he went for the reload. That was smart.
Absolutely, that definitely was. But right now MK's got a knock onto its ship, and right now I think all those flanks will definitely be followed by the members of Team DS. But Aladdin, he is really unlucky as he just revealed himself, and it was just too much. Enough for Team 247 to have a trade fire knock, and now things have stacked in for 247 as they are going in for that push. Chut this time going in for the cover, and he will try to lob a few grenades down at the members of Team Portal Esports, and by the looks of it, they are actually feeling the heat.
Yeah, the heat is definitely going to be felt as Jut. He has the vector but takes a nade to his feet as Blade Flip. The accuracy was pretty incredible at Ummi. He's not calming down. Takes down Aladdin once again, just reducing the numbers of Portal Esports and bringing them down in comparison to his own team. 247 Gaming, he's heading for his teammates. Need to go for the revive right now. Ummi with the nade can actually cause some trouble, can create a lot of havoc. Aladdin, how many times can you get back on your feet? Need to go for the fight and need to go for the fight right now. Blade OP with the nade in his hands can actually finish of Jut on the other side, who you can see has still not been revived.
Yes, he still hasn't been revived because they do acknowledge the fact that Aladdin is right in front of them, and Blade OP, being the grenadier, will take Jut down with his grenade. But right now, Umi does take down Aladdin in the process, does spot the second man out there, and this is a perfect opportunity for 247 to make that push happen, as Lucky takes down MK in the process. And there comes the push as all the players are marching down. They've got the cover fire coming in, the smokes have been deployed, but are these smokes going to be enough, as Aladdin has already been picked off and he's been finished down. Blade OP does understand the gravity of the situation, as he knows has an MK14, can do wonders with this weapon, but the flank from Team 247 is already in process, as Lucky and his teammates have kind of surrounded the members of Team Portal Esports, and they're in a whole world of trouble right now.
Yeah, they are in a whole world of trouble. Portal Esports versus 247 Gaming. This fight has been sort of forced upon both these teams. Blade OP, he drops another one from his opponents. 247 Gaming was taken down. Lucky is going to be surviving. Umi, he has a really good flanking position, but on the other side, F4 Rahman, he is in a fight for his own, as Ecstasy, the players of Ecstasy, are charging in against the lads. Lucky, he falls back right behind the hut, goes for the revive on Gaming, and he shall be on his feet again, as 247. I think a good decision right now is going to be to charge in, because the players of Portal Esports, they have been cornered pretty much.
They have been cornered, and Omi should actually make a rotation from the behind, go in from the left, try to take the other compound, the small compound, and throw a few grenades if he does have. But Lucky, by the looks of him, he wants those utilities, he wants those smokes, he wants all the ammo that he can get possibly in this world to, you know, just satiate his hunger and just go in on towards a member of Portal Esports. But Portal Esports, how long are they going to survive? Are we going to see a clutch out from them? But 47 team that has been eliminated, Team TUF coming in, then we have Team Hellfire also being a part of that. So now 47 that had a good outing initially are now eliminated from the game.
Yeah, they have been taken out indeed. But on the other side, 247 Lucky, he goes on another fight up against the players of Gold Stars, and that is interesting situation, because now you have taken down another player from another team. You know that these guys are going to be joining in soon, and you need to finish off this situation in front of you as fast as you can before you look to take down the players of Gold Stars in the future. But Portal Esports, Blade and his teammate Reaper still managing to hold down the three players surrounding them. Both the HellFires knocking down slowly and steadily. But Umi goes for a gunfight through the window and drops down Reaper. Blade is going to be the last man surviving. Lucky goes for the finish, and now the charging comes in as Portal Esports takes an exit from this game on the 9th position.
And Team 247 executing their strats to perfection. But right now, Team TUF does certainly have the advantage over here. They've got all the players in, just that one player, Edgar, getting eliminated in the early game. But right now, as we take a look at the 5th circle, it's somehow favored onto its northeastern side. And this time, Team IDL again having the blessings of the circle. Members of Team Ecstasy have been spotted down, and Thor, he is marching in. He does have a good cover, but I don't think CM will want to peek out. There is yet another squad right onto its left side of Team TUF, and now they have to decide which path exactly that they have to choose to get inside the circle. But there is trouble coming in from behind. Coffin and his teammates have already marched in. Now TUF can get sandwich at any point of the moment.
Yeah, but TUF Zameen, with the nade being thrown, is going to try and take on the players of squad number 17. That is the HellFires. They are charging in. Zameen is going to be taken down, and two players, they are there for the support, but Venom and Thor, they can be caught off guard, and exactly that happens as Venom is going to be dropped down by the HellFires. Charging in, the blue zone is also pushing in. XPN is going to be spotted out by Thor, but he needs to get out from behind the cover and takes a lot of damage in that trade, as PN, just in the nick of time, was able to step behind a tree and somehow survive. But this is just madness, as players are going to start dropping out of nowhere, and XT, they are taking really good advantage of the fact that one of their players was inside the zone, one was playing the edge, and CM, he is still surviving for his team. That is Team Xetreme.
So many players have been eliminated, so many teams have been eliminated over here, but Team CM does spot down a member of Team IDL and he will be taking him down as well. Dino has to go in there for the revive, but Team CM, he's the last member surviving. He has to get inside the circle. The circle's gonna come in any time right now, but Dino, he has to be very careful. He is playing just alone, just by himself, as his other teammates have already been taken down. 247 Gaming looking really strong, but Lucky has been taken down by Dino. 247 Gaming is spotting down, but Dino will take him down as well, as he's got 2 knocks already as he goes in for those kills. Will definitely secure it for himself, but gets spotted down by Umi and gets taken down.
Yeah, another exit coming in, and that's the team that got the chicken dinner in the first game. This time, let's see how their points fare up after we get the game standings in our hand. But 247 Gaming, they're still managing to survive. And CM, the last player remaining for Team Xetreme. So, looking at the survival status, almost all the teams just have one individual player remaining for their side. Apart from 247, but now all that could change. I think I spoke a bit too soon, as SCYTES Booth did try to take the fight but ended up being taken out.
And 247, they are certainly inching closer towards the chicken dinner. They've got their players alive. They've got a lot of kills, and if they get the chicken dinner, they're going to go home with a lot of points. 3 teams just remain, 5 players being alive. This looks really promising for Team 247, as they've got their 3 players in and the other 2 are just solo survivors. And right now, members of Team Gold Star really having the position points for themselves in this game and in the previous game that we also got to witness. Yeah. But right now, CM, we just definitely have to give all the ups to him, because he was the last player surviving. He was outside the circle. Somehow he managed to make it into the top 3, be it alone. But as long as you have those position points for you, there's nothing really much to scoff about.
Yeah, there is nothing you can scoff about. Already finishing in the top 3, I think that has to be a good enough position for both all 3 of these teams. 247, they will definitely have a massive advantage since they have 3 players and they have the high ground for themselves. Gold Stars Cobra out in the open, outside the zone. The players know where he is, since he's been throwing those nades for the past couple of minutes now. I think he has given away a lot of more information than he should have. Look at this. Look at CW. He's just standing. He's just holding his ground. He's not even firing those shots. Umi's still trying to figure out where the other players are.
Yes, that he is. Xetreme CM, he was surviving, and Gold Star has been eliminated. Right now, it's Team Xetreme versus Team 247. It's a 1v3 situation. CM's position has not yet been compromised, but I believe Team 247 knows exactly where they have to. Now the grenade's being lobbed in, and there it goes. Will it be a kaboom? No, it isn't. And now his position somewhat hasn't been compromised yet. He is still living to fight for a few more seconds as the 3 players come down, marching together. Which angle will he be looking to cover, as Obi goes in for the spray? And there is a winner chicken dinner coming in for Team 247.
I mean, they did put up an amazing performance in this one. There were certain points in the game wherein even I wasn't sure they were going to be able to take the fight, but they did do that. Did do that successfully towards the very end as well. And towards the end, Team Xetreme CM, I like the fact that he was just trying to hide. His objective was just to waste as much time as he can, and towards he knew it was over.
Yeah, so, of course, he knew that, this was the end phases. He did what he was supposed to do. That is trying to get the best possible position. And second position, he will definitely be going home happy. But that's just not it, because we still have 2 more games coming up.
Exactly, 2 more games remaining. And I think, talking about Team Xetreme, even the last time, it was a bad charging that costed them the game. Even this time as well. The good thing for them is they somehow managed to keep 1 player surviving towards the end. And that's how they're getting those points. But we did see a couple of switch rounds in this one, wherein Team IDL, that is I Don't Lose, was taken down early on. TUF was taken down with a very few kills as well.
Yes, Team PUBG Esports also being on the disappointing side, and Team F4 as well. But taking a look at the MVP of this particular game has to be Team 247's Lucky. Look at the number of kills. 5 kills, 930 damage, 24 minutes survival time. He's done everything correct.
Yeah, I mean, that's 25 points right there, along with the chicken dinner. So we're going to be seeing how many points did actually 247 Gaming get for themselves from this match number 2 and how the overall standings are looking out, because that is where it all matters. You need to keep your aggregate at a certain point wherein you somehow manage to make within the top 24.
Yes, absolutely. That is what these teams are looking out for. But if you have a good start, you have a good momentum, you look really confident, because Sanhok games are really very unpredictable. But this time, we saw 247 Gaming going aggressive right off until the start of the match, and they just kept that aggression going. And in the final circle, there were just barely 3 teams remaining.
Another interesting thing that we saw during the game was how really few teams were taking control of the center. Majority of them were trying to play the edge, and that's why the game was a little bit more slow-paced than expected. But standings in front of a 247 Gaming getting 33 points from this game. Second is Team Xetreme with 20 points, so good performance coming in from their side as well. And SCYTES, they took 6 kills, an early exit, but those 6 kills will result in them having a good standing. But looking at the bottom, we have F4 Esports and we have Team ECSTASYYY, who were forced to take an early exit in this matchup.
Yes, that they were. But one good thing that I noticed right now is that Team SCYTES is being very consistent. Last game, this finished on the 2nd spot. This time on the 3rd position. And they're taking a lot of kills. So they're looking really promising. And this is certainly one team that we will be looking out for.
Definitely. SCYTES, they have had an amazing performance so far. But let's see how the PMCO, like all the 12 games, which are now reduced to 10, how those 10 games go for this team, because the players have been in a really good momentum. Also, even TUF was in the first half of the standing, so that is going to impact their overall performance as well. Let's see where they stand, as we are going to have a look at the overall standings as well in a few moments. But before we talk about the overall standings, let's look at this. These teams, they are playing today. The teams that are coming in tomorrow, they have some big names for themselves as well. Like Team Bablu is going to be coming in. HellRaisers are going to be there. And just those 2 teams in itself, like, are responsible for a lot of aggression, let's say, from the last PMCO. But overall standings right now, IDL, they are going to be leading the charge yet again with 43 points. And 9 points behind them is going to be 247 Gaming. Yes,
that they are. And Team SCYTES are being really consistent on that 3rd position with 32 points. Golden Stars are definitely on the good side over here, sitting on the 4th position. TUF have definitely gotten down, and so has the NextGen Esports. And if we take a look at the bottom half of the table, the teams that are in trouble: No Rules, North Esports, HotShotSs, and F4 Esports. Also with Portal Esports, that have had a very bad outing in the initial matches.
Yeah, a very bad outing, and that has to be unfortunate for them, but they are going to have to step up their performance. They still have time. That's going to be the good thing. They still have time to step back and to step into the battlegrounds again and earn a lot of points from themselves from the matches up ahead. Because once again, the teams had 12 matches each that they were supposed to play during the group stages. 2 for teams from Group A and B are over. We still have 2 matches lined up for you today. The next one is going to be played on Miramar, and the last one for the day is going to be Vikendi. So from a normal plays game, from a usual play style, a balanced gameplay, we went to a fast and aggressive match. The next 2 are going to test how much patience these teams bring with them.
Yes, absolutely. When we'll be moving into the deserts of Miramar, we'll see a lot of DMR actions coming in, a lot of open fights being executed. And from what we have seen so far is a lot of grenade kills out there. But in Miramar, that certainly reduces, because all the fights that occur are mostly mid-range or long mid-range. So you need to have your sprays correct. You need to make those rotations really quick with your vehicles and use your smokes right.
Yeah, especially one meta that has become really prominent over the time. It's going to be the meta of the DMRs.
And the hill meta. Of course. Just take the highest position and just clobber down everyone that's in front of you.
That was how the finals basically went for the World League.
Absolutely.
But those high grounds are really important. Let's not forget about that. I mean, we saw how much important they were for 247 Gaming getting the victory this time on Sanhok and on Miramar. It becomes really important to the fact that majority of the fights that occur on Miramar, unless the circle is somewhere centered around cities like Los Leones, those fights happen out in the open. So we're gonna have to see how things play out. But we are gonna be back heading over to Miramar after a really short break. So you guys stay tuned and keep watching. We'll be right back. Hello everyone, and once again welcome back to the PUBG Mobile Club Open 2020 Fall Split. My name is Warren Super Johnny John. Joining me is going to be Fixes, and we're going to jump straight into the game. That is match number 3 being played on the map of Miramar. The trajectory is in front of us already.
Yes, that is. And La Bendita, the flight path trajectory starting off from there, going down south on the western side towards Minas del Sur. So we have a lot of teams we have seen going really aggressive, making those plays really right with those grenades. But now they are going to be put down for a test, as they will be facing each other in a huge map of Miramar. A lot of people, it is however similar to the area size of Erangel. It's an 8x8, it's a 8x8 map, but what really sets apart Miramar from the other maps is that it has got a lot of landmass coming in. So now the teams have to really choose their drop locations, and a lot of teams are going to face trouble if they have to head out towards maybe El Pozo, towards La Cubreria. Even Torre Almuda is really far off their reaching. But Picado, surprisingly, nobody is landing over there.
Yeah, that is sort of a surprise. No team heading in that direction. And the Circle also just playing weird mind games with everyone as it makes this initial move towards the eastern side of the map. And the teams on the western side and the southwestern side, they're going to be in a lot of trouble. But the first fight already looking to start in this game, as squad number 8 and squad number 17 are up against each other. That is Gold Stars facing off against the HellFires, landing in the same drop location. That is Impala. Is going to be a little tricky for these guys. Cobra and Oxy, they have their weapons, they have their windows through which they're trying to spot out their opponents as well.
They are, and Golden Stars being a little bit unlucky, but still holding on to a good position on the 4th position in the overall standings. But right now we see two teams going off against each other in a very small area, so I am really confused as to what loot these players do have. Do they have enough smokes? Do they have enough grenades for themselves, or do they have a vehicle by which they can really make that move? But certainly they do not have to move for a couple of minutes, because the Circle has blessed them. And this time we do see a very unique eastern white circle, which might end up near somewhere around Junkyard.
Yep, the initial fights are going to be important, but let's just see where the final standings of this game take place. But talking about things on the map as well, talking about other teams, 247 Gaming, they have sort of landed on towards El Azhar. They have a couple of teams right next to them as well. That is one squad number 7, no rules on their eastern side, and on towards their southern side, as you said, Junkyard. For now, it is the home for Team HotShotSs. So those teams, they are going to have to be careful if they plan on playing the center. Well, they're halfway there already. Just need to go a few more meters and take control of that situation. But the team of HellFires right now, Sherry, he's trying to find a way to fall back. And this is interesting, because I expected them to actually go for the fight and try and see if they can get an early elimination, a few early points for themselves. But both the teams have backed off.
Yeah, and that is really acceptable, because if you talk about the HellFires, they've had a couple of bad outings earlier, and now they want to go in for the positional finish, and trying to take a fight initially can go in either ways. But right now we have a fight breaking down, no rules, going up against Team Xetreme. They were amazing last game, and right now the grenades have been lobbed in, the Molotovs are coming in, PM actually throwing that down, but damage has also been done. And I think one player of Team Xetreme has also been knocked out, Arcel. So it comes down to PM to try to take one knock and then go back towards his teammate and go in for the revive.
Yeah, they will have to go for the revive, but that is going to be a tricky one as well. As PM, he is stuck on this side. Ronnie with another nade coming in, and that can be pretty deadly, but PM is lying on the ground. He's just waiting for these players to get over aggressive. He's just trying to bait them out. What he does not realize is that there is another player coming in from the rear side. Alright, he spots him out. The Scar will spray, manages to connect almost everything and gets one knock for himself. So turns down a 4 versus 1 into a 1 versus 3 situation. Needs to be careful. The players are on the other side of the house that he's hiding around and trying to play around. Alright, spots out another one, but he's going to be taken down. Finally, PM and his teammate, they are going to be finished off as this squad number 7. There is no rules. They get 2 early easy kills for themselves.
Yes, absolutely. And I really felt that he kind of overpeaked over there. Maybe could have had the wall of the house in his favor, but he just went out. He exposed a lot of himself right out there and got taken down. But right now, trouble in paradise for Team Xetreme, as they've already lost 2 of their players, and they are making a move to its northern side, towards Campo Militar. But the areas like El Azahar, Team 247, who have dropped right out there, they're going to have a decent outing if they play their cards right. They might end up in the central area and possibly have that high ground advantage that Team RRQ, who are known to be the kings of Miramar, love to do.
Alright, so we are talking about these teams having an advantage. Let's talk about the teams that are definitely not going to have an advantage. SCYTES is going to be one of those squads. Then they have TUF with them, that all the way on towards El Pozo. That's the western edge of this map. And if you go south from here towards Valle del Mar, that's where 4-7 Gaming is. So these 3 teams, they are really, really far away from the circle. And once they start moving in the direction, there might be some trouble waiting for them. Most of the teams are already inside the circle, so until they are at the very edge, or when they are trying to find an entry point in towards the zone, that's when these teams are going to be they're going to have to be extra careful, because that is one point where teams end up being more vulnerable.
Yes, certainly. And by the looks of it, things are going pretty slow where teams are going for the fights. I mean, one good thing that I really appreciate about the Pakistan region is that teams do not hesitate in taking the fights, because they know the value of those kill points coming in. But we might get to see some kerfuffle between Team TUF and Team SCYTES, as they are really beside each other, and TUF has to get inside the circle as they're out in the blue zone area. This is certainly the first circle that show they do not really have to worry much, but they really need to move in quick. And they did drop off at El Pozo, and they were doing pretty good. But right now, they have to focus on those positioning points coming in, because we know that these lads know how to shoot and these lads know how to kill. But surviving, that these lads have to do now.
Yes, we will have to see what they are planning to do, but let's look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4 teams already in the blue zone. So a little bit late on the rotation, have to figure out a way how to get to safety as fast as they can. But this is what makes Miramar interesting. The map is really, really slow paced. You do not have that much action instantly, a few players falling here and there, but that's it. Up until the mid to late game stages is where most of the action lies. So I think 15 minutes is going to be the mark that we are waiting for right now. Till then, it is the rotations that are really important for the teams. Like we were talking about the teams that are moving in from the western side of the map, how they are going to have to travel a lot of distance, and traveling a lot of distance is going to mean that you are going to have to be careful during those long distance rotations. But let's talk about the teams that are rotating through Los Leones. It's a really, really heavily clustered city. Being clustered, it can be a home to a lot of teams playing different parts of it and just like holding their ground, just holding their position, waiting for someone to come in and mess up, just charging in or passing by blindly. But for now, it's just one team that's there. That's squad number 20, which is just trying to see where the next circle is going to be. That is Team Hellfire. Rest everyone else, NextGen Esports, Team HellRaisers XTC, all of them have already made their way in towards Minas Generalis.
And look at this curveball that the circle has thrown, going to the eastern side. And team number 10, that is Team HotShot, will definitely be happy over here. We have the first airdrop, that is the M249. But so far, we have just seen, I guess, maybe one team really going for that MK14. But apart from that, none of the teams are going in for those risky military drops. They are definitely high risk, high rewards. You know, if you've got one in this map, if you've got an M249, 9 or maybe an MK14, or if you're lucky, if you have an AWM, you can certainly display your bolt action skills out there. But look at the number of teams that are trying to rotate inside the circle. We have a lot of teams close to each other, so Team HotShot might just meet I guess another team right beside them, and we'll have to see. That is Team No Rules over here, but Team Sight, look at their players. They are outside the circle. They're taking a lot of damage, and they have to march in and get inside the circle really quick as soon as possible. But if you talk about the team that is having the central area, that is definitely going to be Team Portal Esports.
Definitely. Portal Esports, they are in a really good situation right now. Just need to find some cover and hold out the position. But ZARAR, he needs to be really, really careful. He's going to be taken down as the players are just charging in their direction. All right, another trade coming in. And Ronnie, he was dropped down really, really low from that one. This is the fight happening between No Rules and HotShotSs. HotShotSs, they are down in numbers. The revive was supposed to come in, but Barca, the high ground, is just putting in too much pressure on these lads, as Barca is going to be taken down. I mean, the last man surviving for the squad of HotShotSs is going to be finished off, as No Rules comes up and stands tall in this fight with just one player being knocked down and not being finished as well.
And TUF's Edgar, this man had definitely spotted down the players of Team Sight, but look, by the looks of it, I think that is Team IDL right in front of them. He's definitely dropped those smokes, but how long is this guy going to survive? Because he has been spotted right in the open. His buggy's already flat, and he needs to make that move coming in. He will have to rely on his teammates trying to provide the cover fire, and Edgar still opening off his ADS, trying to spot down a few members out there. Venom, really low on his HP, has made his way inside the circle this time. Will be met by the members of Team IDL, has to stop and take a fight, but will have to revive himself before that, but that will not happen as Team IDL does chase him down, and down goes Venom. And on the other side, we can see Team Golden Stars going off against team members of Team 247. Zamin trying to make a move inside the circle, rather he is going with the circle.
Yeah, he is moving in with the circle, just trying to escape the blue zone for now so that the tick damage is going to go away, and he does that right at the nick of time. But Edgar, he was the man who was left behind. He's the man that is being gatekept right now by the players of IDL. Talking about gatekeeping, we have Hamzo spots out some of the players, and this squad of North Esports, they are being really deadly. The Car 98 in the hands of Snow already managing to get one knock from squad number 8. That is Golden Star. They have the high ground, but the distance is just too much, and having those bolt actions in this map can definitely give you an advantage. But these guys have to be really, really careful, because 247 is right next to them. And if you look at the mini map, the flank was coming in. Amir is going to be dropped down by Umi, and Sensei is going to have to provide the backup now.
Yes, that he has to, but a few players have been taken down. Revive is very essential at this point, but Lucky takes down Hamzo over there. NES Sensei dropping all those smoke drops over there, and 247 going against team number 12. And look at them, 247 Gaming does take down NES's Sensei, and this might be the chance where they make that push coming in. Lucky taking down Snow, and there you go. Team NES is right in the open. North Esports in a whole world of trouble right now, as 247 Gaming just marches down, and Hamzo is in a lot of trouble, but there comes that grenade, and down there he goes, and he will instantly finish him off before going in for the revive.
Yeah, the revive is going to come in, but I think Amir is the only player who is left in a really bad situation. He's going to be finished off. Umi is charging in. The AK spray comes and manages to connect right on the head. That was incredible. Finishes off the squad of North Esports in an instant.
I was really surprised. I mean, look at the accuracy of the player over there. And Team XTs, Team Extremes, Mad Max, in fact, has his eyes on the members of Team TUF, who have certainly surrounded themselves, and they've kind of spread across. But Team Extreme, as long as they have the high ground advantage, they're good to go. But look at Team Golden Stars. They have spotted the members of Team Hellstorm, and right now, Mad Max really spraying down, and we'll have to see if Amin gets spotted down. So he's being sprayed, but now Team Extreme definitely having the advantage of the hill that they are holding, and Team TUF have to get themselves in a better position to fight against Team Extreme.
Yeah, they will have to definitely find a really good position, because this high ground is definitely going to give Team Xetreme a really good advantage. Along with the fact that the players from TUF are split up. Thor does spot out Mad Max. This is a lot of damage with the spray from the M4 connecting, but on the other side, we do have another bad engagement coming in from Golden Stars. As like, why would you charge in on a mountain?
I mean, if you got to, you got to. You have to take the risks, and sometimes it does reap good rewards, but sometimes it ends up with you dying down over there. But look at CM, the last survivor in the Sanhok map, who ended up second. Now he is looking really promising. One player has been knocked down. TUF, they have to make a move inside the circle, and there you see the circle that has been formed completely on the shore area in the eastern side. All the teams have to march inside the circle, but Team Hellfire this time going up against Team Xetreme. A few of their players have been already taken down, but Portal Esports looking really promising, having the high ground advantage. But are they going in for the dip? Because if they do, they will have a lot of strategical advantage for the favor, as the backlines will be entirely clear.
Yeah, the backlines are going to be clear, but then the pressure is going to be there as well. If you're moving forward, if you are a little bit too late on the rotation, you can be in some trouble. Zameen trying to catch his opponents off guard, trying to get revenge for his fallen comrades, Thor and Venom. But Edgar is going to be here for the pickup, and these two lads are going to start making their way in towards the circle. Golden Stars. Oxay, he has the high ground for himself, has the gun. I hope he has the scopes as well, because on the low ground there are two teams available for the pickup, but 247 Lucky is going to pick up Golden Stars AK out from nowhere, and the knock can be converted into a kill at any moment now.
Yes, that certainly will. And Team Hellfire, as we can see, they are actually trying to march in. But right now we have Team IDL getting Dino getting taken down by Zaidan. And Hassan has to come in for his comrade that has already fallen. Zaidan taking a move in. He is going aggressive alongside Rehman. Does fall down. Hassan will take him down as well. The last member of Team IDL gets taken down. And with that, the entire team of I Don't Lose goes home right now. But our Team Side are already on their way of meeting their makers as everyone gets finished off. And with that, Team Sides, despite the fact that they had a good run in those past couple of games, have gone out pretty early.
Yeah, that was an early exit indeed. But Mad Max, alright. So we did see them in a fight with TUF a couple of seconds earlier. Now they have managed to go for a western rotation for themselves. Right on the very edge, you can see these players. But it is the squad of Portal Esports that I think we should keep an eye on as well, because they have been in a really good position and haven't had to do much for themselves apart from just stay and hold their ground.
Yes, that certainly is, and they are definitely holding on. They want to be finishing in the top 3 position in this particular map. But if you take a look at how the circle has shaped up, Team No Rules is sitting dead smack in the center. They've got a lot of rich cover, but Team 247's Umi does take down one player in the process as they have to enter inside the circle. And I see a cluster of teams on the southwestern side, and they all, I think there are like 4 teams right over that exact position, and team number 17, that is the Hellfires, have a good chance. But right now Team Xetreme is going up against Team 247. CM really holding his grounds right, but no, that has to be Team F4. Those grenades march in like a red zone inside a building and will instantly take him down, as Mad Max is the last member surviving, does open the door, but will get eliminated as Team F4 does wipe them out.
That could have been a bad situation for the players of F4 as they stepped outside of the house and the truck blew up. I mean, imagine, like, had luck not been in their favor and the timing had just been a bit off, they could have been in trouble. But not enough trouble since the teammates were there as well. The revives would have come in, just would have costed them like what, 1 first aid kit to heal up. But talking about things that can cost teams a lot is going to be with the fact that North Esports have taken control of the circle already, and it's in an open area.
Yes, certainly, and no rules are looking really promising. Team Hellfires is also close again, but you can see Team 47, Hassan, really spraying down on his enemies with a Squirrel. So, a very peculiar thing that I really observed is that the players are going in for those ARs, rather avoiding those DMR actions. We've seen bolt action, but I'm really missing out on those many taps, on those SLR taps, and the SKS. But right now, F4 is looking really promising as this time their enemies are Portal Esports and Rahman dishing out all that lead on there. Zedan taking a knock onto its plate, and this is a perfect opportunity for Team F4 to make that push happen.
Yeah, Rahman, considered by many one of the best players the country has to offer, has to stand up to a really big reputation behind him. The players of Portal Esports as well, experienced, and is considered one of the top performing teams in the region, but they look like they are in trouble as MK is the only man left standing, or proning down should I say, in this land of Sanhok for now. And F4 Rahman, alright, 4-7 Hash is looking to finish off the players of Portal Esports, and through the smoke is gonna get the finish. Made it look easy.
That was absolutely easy and really surprising, and that is absolute domination coming in there by Team 47. And F4 Rahman has spotted down Hash any moment. One good grenade and can take him down, but F4's Khan, he does have that flank position of which he will definitely want to capitalize on. But right now we see Team 47 holding on to the riches that earlier was held on by Team Portal Esports before being met their makers. But right now Gulal taking down Rahman. F4 now have to come in for his fallen comrade, but right now Team No Rules, they are looking in a very promising position as they do not have anything to worry about. They're a dead smack in the center, they will be going in for the res, but there you go, Team Hellfire is getting taken down by Team 247's shot.
Yeah, and the players of NextGen just dropped their own teammates by mistake. Quick mistake, fixed easily, no one saw that. They are back on their feet again, and the fights are taking place as Hash, he has his teammate Gulalai right in front of him who has been knocked down. Rahman on the other side, Khan is going for the revive, but Hash, you can't beat the blue zone, man. You have to move in on time. Salman, he is still standing for his team along with Hassan. They did find an easy entrance for themselves into the zone, but they need to move to the next one as well, but that area is being gate kept right now by the squad of F4. And Wolverine, I think he knows where these players are. He's just waiting for them to step out in the open so he can take them out.
Yes, that certainly is. And Salman, finally we see some TMR actions coming in there from Team 47, as he's got Team F4 Wolverine right in his crosshairs, and you can see a lot of kills coming out here and there. Zedan getting that kill in, but Norjan already you can see 3 kills into his belt, and now team number 13 is looking really promising out here, and 47 Hassan has the high ground but yet has to move inside the circle, and now he is going to have a lot of trouble doing that because he is being kept by the members from Team F4, specifically Wolverine.
Yes, that is quite true, but let's see what happens to Hassan over here as Rahman is back on his feet. He has his teammates behind him to support him, and it is going to be a 4 versus 2 situation. Wolverine with a nade. Alright, so the players from F4, they have to be smart about this. They need to fall back and not force a fight against a team that's already in a bad position. They need to secure their future inside the circle. They need to get into a good position and just stay over there. But getting into other fights, Ronnie was taken down, and that can spell some trouble for the team. But NextGen Esports Adil as well has a really good position against the players of 247 Gaming, as Oreo, he has distracted them for a bit. The nade being thrown is going to allow him to get away. Adil needs to take a flank from the right, get to a higher area from where he can spot out the players down below him. That's the way he can help out his teammate.
Yes, that certainly is, and Adil right now cooking a grenade, throwing it down onto its shot of Team 247. Lucky will definitely join him, but right now in those final circles, in the 6th circle, we have 5 teams alive, 13 players still surviving, everyone playing to the edges of the circle, and Zedan does get a knock onto its Ronnie, and Team No Rules, they've got just 2 players alive and one has already been taken down. This is bad news as he has to instantly instantly go in for that res, but Rehman trying to drop a grenade and following up with a Molotov, but 247 shot, showing his immense capabilities, takes down everybody in the area, but Zedan does not look like he wants to talk. Jin has been taken down. With that comes the push from Team F4, and they will be eliminating Team No Rules, and with that 9 players are alive, 3 teams are looking strong. Who gets the chicken dinner? Only time is gonna tell.
Yeah, only time is gonna tell, because we have 3 incredible teams in front of us. We have F4, we have 247, we have NextGen Esports. But talking about the forecast that's there for the winner chicken dinner, F4 Esports, they have all their players alive, and Zayden is gonna manage to take down 247 Lucky, down to 2 teams. NextGen Esports versus F4. Zayden spotted out by Adil. Adil has a lot of experience in the game, spots out Wolverine as well, does manage to dish out some damage, but here comes Rehman. Rehman is gonna be taken down. Adil and his teammate, they are doing a lot of work. Oreo, they have managed to reduce the 4 versus 2 situation to a 2 versus 2 in an instant with a low ground disadvantage.
And I'm really surprised. How did that happen? I mean, you have to gotta give it to these guys.
Yeah.
NextGen Esports is definitely playing out of their minds, but right now they've got a whole world of trouble because they have to enter inside the circle, and you can see Wolverine shrouding himself inside the smokes. Does more than one down. Adil has been taken. Oreo, being the last member surviving, was right in the open.
Yeah.
And the winner chicken dinner this time going towards F4 Esports.
I mean, F4 put up an amazing performance in this game, especially talking about the early fight that happened against 247, wherein they were sitting with a disadvantage but still managed to get the revive on Rehman. Also, did not expect the players from NextGen to actually reduce the numbers to a 2v2, because they did not have the circle. They were on the low ground out in the open, while the players from F4 had the high ground advantage, could have used the utility itself just to finish the players from the opposing team.
I think what really was a differentiating factor in the final circle was Wolverine shrouding himself inside the smoke. Because while Team NextGen Esports were moving inside the circles, they were kind of oblivious about the fact that he was right in, waiting for them to come in, and he got them out in the open, had no cover, and just sprayed both of them down and led to the victory of Team F4.
I mean, it was an incredible matchup on Sanhok. A lot of late game fights, a lot of tactical fights as well. But let's have a look at the MVP from this game, and it's gonna be Zayden from F4 Esports. 7 kills coming in for the lad with a damage of 708. Distance covered 6.18, and survival time is 23 minutes and 10 seconds.
I think they are pretty happy right now because they were struggling in the initial games and finally managed to get a chicken dinner. And if we kind of sum up the entire map of Miramar, a lot of teams had to take a lot of rotations out there because the circle was on the extremes and a lot of fights happened initially. What we are observing really good about this particular region is that the teams are going so aggressive, and in the final circles a lot of teams are having that perfect map control as to where they can control the high grounds, like Team F4 did. They finished teams on the upper side, they got the high ground advantage, and there was just one team down below, and while they were coming up they were prepared for them as well.
Yeah, they were prepared indeed, because that's how they took control of the game. You have to think about the situation. I mean, talking about F4 yet again, we were discussing how they should back off from the fight. They did do that, but it was a weird sort of a situation wherein you had players chasing you, have players in front of you, and you need to figure out how you are going to survive in this game. But, alright, 247 Gaming, 17 kills? What? That is a shocker, yeah.
I am flabbergasted. I do not know what to say. They finished off at second spot with 17 kills right up their belts. But F4 Esports also nothing shy away from 14 kills, getting 34 points from this one particular match. NextGen Esports, we definitely have to give some ups to these lads. They did know how to survive. No Rules also having the center of the circle. They've had quite a couple of kills to their names. But if you look at the top 3 teams, I think that was almost 50% of the lobby.
Yeah, That is definitely like most of the players in the lobby, and that makes me wonder how many kills did the teams finishing on the second half of the standings got. As you were saying, the players from NextGen Esports, I mean, that is an experienced lineup right there.
Yeah.
Players, if you look at the logo, that's the logo that used to be there for the players of Gaming Hub, and it's the same lineup as well. So a pretty experienced set of players showcasing what they are made of. But moving on to the second half of standings, and 8 teams combined together with 4 kills for them. Team Xetreme, TUF, IDL North Esports, the one getting the kills. Golden Stars, even though they finished on the 10th position in this game, are going to have to settle for the 13th in the standing since they had no kills. And the early exits that we got to see were Team ECSTASYYY, SCYTES, and HotShotSs.
I think what really surprised me is Team SCYTES going out so early. They've had such a good outing in those initial couple of games, but this is PUBG Mobile. You can never really, demand to stay in the top every single time. There has to be some team that has got a better position, has got better weapons, and has got a better leader, and he will be taking down you down. And by the looks of it, now we're down with 3 games. We just have one more game remaining. That's going to be in Vikendi. So what really happens in Vikendi is that you've got so many close-knit compounds that all these teams tend to coexist amongst each other. We will be definitely expecting for a slow half, but will that be? Because we know these teams are very, very aggressive.
Yeah, the teams are aggressive indeed, but the map that, as you said, the map demands to be played slowly. The map demands to be played with a lot of patience. But I think it is time to have the overall standings in front of us and the leaderboard, as they say, and see where the teams exactly stand on this leaderboard. As 247 Gaming, 61 points, 31 placement point, 30 kill points. So an incredible performance coming in for 247 Gaming, but they are being closely followed by the squad of IDL with 45 points for them. F4 Esports slowly and steadily climbing out 43 points, sitting on the 3rd position right now, with NextGen stable on the 4th.
Yes, our NextGen Esports definitely held on to the horse. But F4 Esports, I think that was a march right on towards the top 3, because that last chicken dinner, 14 kills, certainly what they needed. But 247 Gaming, 30 kills already in 3 games. They are averaging at around 10 kills per game, 20 points per match. And that is some good statistics coming out there. IDL did not have a good outing in the last game, but they still hold on to that 2nd spot and are looking for a good finish in the final game. But when we move on towards the bottom half of the table, Portal Esports, definitely a name that comes into my mind, and Team TUF, certainly not where I really want to see.
Yeah, definitely not in a good position. I mean, 6 placement point, but 16 kill points. So the stats are coming in. They can take a lot of fights, but they need to come up with a more consistent pattern for themselves. Let's hope this last game they can turn this one into their own favor, because that's going to be the last one for the day. After this, we're going to be coming back tomorrow with different set of teams, because tomorrow we're going to see action from the teams of Group C and D.
Yes, of course, and we'll get to finally see Team Bablu in action, the highly acclaimed team that you've been all praises for, and so is Ocean. So I really want to see how they play. They've been so aggressive in the past, and I hope they keep the momentum going in for themselves. But a team that certainly needs to get some momentum is Portal Esports. What do you think, according to you, Johnny, that they are lacking? Because what we have been seeing so far is they've not been going in for those aggressive kills.
I think it's just the situations not being set up for them. Just being unfortunate in the day-to-day, because if you talk about Erangel, no one expected them to be caught off guard like that. And the same thing happened in this matchup as well. They had a good position in the early stages, but the shift the circle took on towards the edge, that is what costed them this one. But let's see how they play the next game out, because Vikendi, you have to take control of the center early on and then just be patient.
Or maybe you can just go all BTR mode, stay in the edges, wait for all those teams fighting up on the central control, and whoever survives, go at them, just kill them, get yourself a chicken dinner, and just be happy.
That's actually one way of doing it, and we have seen that sort of work out for team's favor as well. But another thing that we can talk about when we're talking about Vikendi is going to be how the circles play out on this one, because there's a few different things that happen on this map. We're going to get back to the talks about the map once we come back from a short break. So you guys stay tuned and keep watching. We'll be right back. Hello everyone, and once again welcome back to the PUBG Mobile Club Open 2020 Fall Split. My name is Warren Super Johnny John, being joined on the desk by Fixes, and we're gonna head into the last match for the day. That's gonna be played on the map of Vikendi.
Yes, absolutely, and all these teams are geared up because this is the last match, like I said, between Team Group A and Group B. So now they have to be really very careful as to how they approach, because tomorrow things are going to change. Groups are going to change.
Yeah, tomorrow groups are going to change indeed, but for now let's just have a look at the trajectory on this map, which is starting from the northern side of Peshkova and heading all the way towards the northern side of Dobromestro, going through Cosmodrome, Coal Mine and Krichers. So the northern side of the map is going to be the favored side, and we're going to have to see how the teams actually plan on playing this out. But on Vikendi, one thing that we actually do wait out for is the circle, because if it's right on the edge of the map, then it can cause a bit of trouble. But if it's entirely on land, if it's right in the center, bang center of the map, then that means we are going to be in for a slow game.
Yes, certainly, and we've seen a variety of circles coming in Vikendi. Sometimes it's plain center, or sometimes it's on the extreme. But either ways, the shift that we have, come across Vikendi is pretty even, pretty neutral. All those teams, the shrinks kind of are very even out there. But by the looks of it, all these teams have taken the drop. A lot of teams are heading out towards the Villa region. Team F4 definitely being a strong contender out there. But we'll have to see as to which teams are the ones going on to the southern side of the map. But at Peshkova, we see a kerfuffle between two teams. Definitely Team Hellfire being one of them. Have to just figure out which is the other one. But right off the bat, there are already some kills happening, knocks happening, and Devil, just surviving on a sliver of HP, has managed to take one player down. TUF Zamin does take Evil down with his Uzi. Has also spotted down Lucifer as he is charging on towards him, but will get shot down from the left hand side. But look at him, Johnny. He's just got 4 bullets, and now he's gone in for the reload. Has 25 bullets, but will that be enough as he sprays down again? 6 bullets remaining this time as he is struggling. One of his members has already been taken down. The other is knocked out, and all he does has to march in.
Yeah. Zamin, he's going in, has the Uzi, gets the knock as well, and now that is a fight that can be recovered, because as you said, Fixes, one lad was finished off, one lad was knocked out, but Zamin finishing off 2 players from the squad of HellFires definitely does give him some advantage, but the open caught off by Coffin. Zamin is going to be knocked down, he can be finished off. Thor coming in with a backstab.
Yes, and he is definitely heading towards being the rescue party for Team TUF. But Coffin exactly knows where he is. He has cooked his grenade faster than Thor. Thor's grenade, Molotov in fact, comes in. Coffin is definitely taking a lot of damage, and he has to burn in hell. And he's stuck his own coffin out there. But now, good news for Team TUF over there, as will definitely, Zamin in fact, will definitely get the rest on. But you know what is really more weird? Is the circle that has gone extreme onto the western side.
I mean, hey, we were discussing this a few seconds ago, that Vikendi has this thing wherein the circle goes into water. I remember this drove me and Ocean crazy the last time we were casting this, the PMCO Spring Split as well. But right now, we will have to see how this fight also plays out, because it is 247 going up against Team Xetreme, and another early fight breaking through as ECSTASYYY are going to look to face Team Hellfire as well. So a lot of drop locations being clashed early on.
Yes, absolutely. And this is Pakistan region PUBG Mobile going all aggressive. Rebel taking down Escobar. Arsenal taking down Jat. Team 247 engaging into kerfuffles right early inside the game. Team XTC trying to finish things off. Team Hellfire is Bunny. He has also got a few kills of his own. But right now, 2 teams are remaining over there. Team XTC versus Team Hellfire. Which one will be coming out on top, as XTC just has 2 players alive, that is F5 and Naeem, and Arshal has a player spotted down as he executes Chut and will finish him off.
Yeah, the finish off is going to come in, but the players from XST, Rebel is going to be back on his feet again. So that is a 3 versus 4. Still, the number is not that low for Ecstasy that they can't take a fight. They can still take it and still come out on top. But all that is going to come down to who actually makes the engagement first. If Ecstasy are being aggressive, then they can be taken out. They have to just be patient and wait for HellFires to come into their crosshairs. A slight peek and fire over there, but the players from HellFire, they are on cover. But Naeem, he can be in a really perfect position as he spots out everyone charging in, but they're on the other side of the wall as he goes for the shots and misses them and ends up giving away way too much information than he should have.
But right now, he is looking to retreat, but Naeem's got some damage dealt upon him, but HellFire's Bunny trying to spray him down, almost bringing F5 to 20% HP, but Leader does take down Rebel from Team Ecstasy, and now they are in a whole world of trouble. And now Bunny does spot down F5, and he will be going down as well. Naeem being the last member surviving, and he is being chased down by the players of Team HELLFIRE. And right now, Leader is going on, and Naeem, he has been compromised. His position has been spotted. Now the push comes in. Naeem does have the Uzi, but will not stand strong against Team HELLFIRE as Team Ecstasy is going to get eliminated. This time, however, on the 15th position.
Yeah, already 2 teams taking an early exit in this game. And look at Golden Stars on the very north side of the map. I think that has to be the most empty rotation I've ever seen in this map of Vikendi, because usually you do expect some teams to stay behind or play on the edge. Golden Star, they are going to have a pretty weird game because they're going to be wondering where everyone went.
Yes, absolutely. Certainly, they have to wonder, and a lot of teams have to make that rotation. And Golden Stars definitely being the first team that have to move a lot of distance, and we'll have to see as to from which area exactly they make their entrance inwards, because Goroka is certainly one area from which they can do so. But like we said, and like we have predicted earlier, a lot of teams forming that cluster in the central area of the circle, just inside of the Brumesto. But we will have to see if any team is actually going to play through the edges, because all these teams, after getting clustered up, tend to fight off against each other. And from what we have seen is totally opposite to what we usually see in the maps of Vikendi, where the teams tend to start fighting maybe after the 4th circle or after the 5th circle.
Yeah, and I guess that in itself is pretty incredible, because on Vikendi you hardly ever get to see those early engagements. I mean, even in this one, the drop locations clashing for the teams has to be the major factor. But because of those early fights, the teams that did end up getting in those early aggressions are in trouble right now, because TUF, their numbers have dwindled down, just 2 players remaining. Even HellFires, they have lost 1 player.
Yes, certainly. And NextGen Esports, like we talked, they were representing Gaming Half before, and right now they are doing good. Last game, that was a good outing, and they certainly have to keep the momentum in for themselves as they have to get into the top 5 position. But right now, Team F4, one of the most acclaimed teams, have Rahman, whom I believe we had casted during the MENA region of PMCO, where he was, I think, playing from Team Alpha.
Yes, he was playing from Team Alpha at that time, and moving back towards his region where his old teammates used to be. As I was saying, one of the best players in the region right now, and going up against one of the best teams in the region, as you do see Portal Esports in the distance as well.
Yes, certainly. But Portal Esports definitely having a lot on the line. Their reputation is at stakes, but so far their outing has not been really good. Now this has to be a game of redemption for Portal Esports, as they are marching inside the circle looking for a chicken dinner, but so many teams have already taken in all those compounds, and one bad push can lead into their demise.
It can lead the players to their demise, as we do see the players of NextGen Esports. They were making their way in from the south. Talking about things coming in, it is going to be the airdrop number 1 with the DBS and an 8x scope with the level 3 kit. That's the military vest, the helmet, and the backpack. But the DBS pretty much on Vikendi. If I have to go in the water to get that gun, I'm not going.
Yes, and right now, Team 247 have already taken loss. This time, they are sitting at 0 kills, quite different from what they usually are. We have seen them making those really surprising shots, and with that certain accuracy, moving and having a headshot. But right now, Team NOR. This is certainly a team, not esports. We have seen them kind of struggling lately, and they will definitely be also looking to redeem themselves as a samurai. This is a player that we have to watch out for, but right now he's just proning in. He knows it's cold out there. Just stay inside your house and just not move out.
Yeah, just stay in cover, and I completely agree with you. Do not move out. That is something that did get a few teams, a few players in trouble early on. But for now, if you have control of the circle, if you're playing the center, just be patient. In the meanwhile, 4-7 Apex Hassan with the M24 in his hands running forward can be in a bit of trouble, as the players of North Esports, they are in front of him, and Snow and Sensei, they can actually try and take the fight that's coming their way.
Yes, certainly. And as we see, a lot of teams have ganged in really close. There you can see Team North Esports. That was a team that had been eliminated pretty early. But the way that they are right now, this can certainly be the game. If they hold on to the center, if they are lucky, if they play the cards right, they might get a few knocks, as Amir has certainly started, has knocked down one of the players, that is Hassan. But right now, Team 47, they have been quite ruthless, dominating force in the course of those 3 games, and will be going in for a revive on towards their teammate, and maybe after that we might see a push coming in from them.
Yeah, we might just get to see that, but I think 4-7, even they have a player down, so that's the reason they stopped. North Esports need to find an opportunity, need to see if they can get out and try and figure out a way of this one. TUF, the players are still in the blue zone for now. The edge of the circle is where most of the action is going to happen, and on the very edge of Dobro Mesto is an interesting team, that is Team Xetreme.
Yes, and 47 Salman does exactly know where the shot came in, where his teammate got knocked. But this is the moment that we have all been waiting for, and like we usually predict, the circle shrinks in the map of Vikendi is usually pretty even. So the circle is slowly and steadily approaching towards the certain side of Dobro Mesto, and Team Xetreme, they are definitely in for it earlier than the other teams. They just have to move down south. But for the teams that are playing on the edges, that is Team Hellfire, this might be a good outing if they just, hold on, let all the other teams go in front of them and just enter inside the circle in the nick of the time, or even with the circle. But right now, Aladdin has taken down a player of NextGen Esports and will instantly want to finish him off, as Weekend does get eliminated by Zedan.
Yeah, the elimination is gonna come in, but now so will the rotations, as the blue zone is gonna move in just a minute, and that is gonna force the teams to move in towards those city areas on the Dobro Mesto. But now I think Aladdin, he knows where Zulkar from Team F4 is, looking exactly at the window where he did spot out the player a couple of seconds earlier. He has the M4, has the 6x, can connect with the spray. Alright, while he was focused on the window, someone just passed by his crosshairs.
Oh my goodness. Aladdin, he is, taking a proper coverage from those house windows, but he's taken a chip damage. That wouldn't really, bother him much. He'll just heal himself up. But Team 247 going against F4, the team that had been performing so well in the last game. Khan goes down. There comes the push. Lucky will try to finish him off, and there he goes. And that was a headshot coming in for the finish. 247's Umi really going in for those utilities. And look at him, he's got 5 first aids. And when you're playing Vikendi, you should not be alone, because if you are alone, you're gonna get taken down. And by the reckoning force that Team 247 is, you gotta watch out. every single angles.
Definitely agree. You have to watch out the angles and a little bit extra as well. But Portal Esports for now, we're going to have to see what they are going to be coming as MK did try to go for the revive on Blade. Blade was really crucial in few of the fights that the team had early on. MK is going to be taken down by F4 Rahman, barely managing to spot the player. But now 4-7 is charging in. Reaper has been revived. Aladdin, there's going to be so much pressure on Aladdin. He's going to be responsible to hold off the players of 4-7. Salman, he's charging in from the back lines, has the G36 in his hand. Gulaila, he goes in and finishes off the two isolated players. Reaper has healed up as well, has the MPK5. Aladdin on the outside taking the fight with the M4, manages to drop down one, but can he drop down the others as well? His health is definitely not there. Goes for the instant finish and secures one more kill for his team, but 4-7 is still there. Reaper, he did manage to take down another one, so the numbers have been reduced to a 2 versus 2 situation.
Yeah, certainly, and Hash and Kalal definitely being the two surviving members will be going against Portal Esports, who have lost a couple of theirs as well. And this is a proper push coming in, but there comes that backstab. Escobar will be taking down Emerge from NextGen Esports, will be taking that kill for themselves. But right now, look at Team Hellfire. They've already have 5 kills in their belt. And Portal Esports, Reaper and Aladdin, they have to do something magical out here. They need to finish in the top 3 to certainly make themselves a position in the top half of the table, because if they start throwing their games right now, it's going to be really troublesome as the end game approaches.
Yeah, the end game is definitely going to come in, but that's going to be a little while from now. We are hitting the 16-minute mark, and the third blue zone is going to be in front of us. But Portal Esports, this is an incredible performance that we had been expecting from these players. Aladdin goes for a pre-fire, expecting a player to be there, but the players from 4-7, they have moved out of that hut. They have moved to the back lines, as you can see. Gulaila, he is on the right edge, spots out Aladdin, but he falls back, and the shots are not going to connect. 4-7, they are being really patient. They have laid out the trap for the players of Portal Esports. Just are waiting for the trap to actually be successful. But too much patience can actually be a bad thing, as well as they have teams closing in from the back lines, and that can be trouble for them.
Yes, certainly, as the third circle will be closing in after 30 seconds. But right now, Portal Esports, they've decided to take things really slow for themselves. Aladdin holding on to the TPP angle, and he is searching for Hash or Kulal over there. But Bunny, he is really angry. He is really aggressive. Takes down the last member of NextGen Esports, and they have already racked up 7 kills. And you still have 13 teams. 40 players are still alive right now. But F4, I think they are in for a fight over here. They're providing the perfect cover fire. There you see Zuda Zaidan are getting taken down by Berbar. But right now, Rahman has to heal himself up. And if you look at the teams, if you look at the positionings, I think we can see 3 teams in the nearby fray. And Rahman, he has to search for that perfect angle, perfect cover. He has to go in for that revive. Has spotted down a player, but gets taken down by Wakas. And now F4 is in a whole world of trouble as the push comes in. And we'll have to see if Zuldar is going in for the fight, or is he going to run for his life.
Yeah, Zulkar, the last man surviving, he's being charged on. Ayan spots him out. Ayan goes for the drop shots, and he does get the finish as well. And that is going to be F4 Esports taking an exit from this game. But that is definitely going to spell some trouble for the teams in the overall standing. 2-for-7 gaming. They have lost one of their players going up against Golden Stars right now. Omi with a nade can connect if thrown perfectly. And it looks like the direction was right, but the distance was just blocked out with the door. And here comes the players from Golden Stars. The trade coming in Unni's favor. Lucky on the other side does get a knock. AK, he's bleeding out slowly and steadily. The Molotov is going to come in and flush out the player as well. They are on the high ground. He's going to be in trouble. Goes for the jump shots out through the gap. Can he get a knock? The answer is going to be no. Golden Stars, one after the other. They are being taken down. They are being finished off. But Cobra does get a knock as the player from 247 did not even see what was coming. Cobra takes so much damage through the window. The player charging in one after the other. Gets another knock. Almost clutches the fight for his team before being finished off by Gaming from 247. But an amazing fight being put out by the players from Golden Star, especially Cobra. A commendable performance.
Absolutely, going against the mean machines. 247, he definitely put his heart out, taking down 2 players, and I think he could have just clutched it out if he had some more HP. But really nothing too much scoff about much, because he has been so impeccable, and that is definitely a booster. But Team 247 surprising us throughout the ways. Their Molotovs, everything looks so precise over there. But Reaper, there you go. There comes a knock in, and MP5K getting in action. The 47's hash goes down. This means that there's just one member from Team 47 that is alive. That is Gulal, and that will be a 1v1 fight. So Portal Esports, who were in a lot of trouble, have certainly somehow made it to the top 11. But is that the end for them? Because now Gulal's position has also been compromised. We just have to wait as to who is going to fire the shots first, and other fights are also have been broken down on the other areas. But look at this team abroad. They are looking so good. They're looking so promising. They have all their 4 players alive, and I've already racked up 3 kills.
Yeah, the kills are definitely going to give them an advantage as we're down to 11 teams in this game. And ZARAR, he needs to be careful, as on the other side of this house is the squad of 247 Gaming. Omi, he has a perfect position, spots out 2 players. That was a smart decision not to shoot over there. But the utility coming in from his opponents can put him in some trouble. Has an Uzi, has an SMG in his hands. So the close range combat is going to be pretty deadly from the side, from the perspective of 247 Gaming. But this squad number 10, they are charging. They've found an opening as well, somehow managing to get to the compounds, and HotShotSs, they can go in and try and take the fight, as Umi is going to be taken down. Gaming and Lucky are going to be the 2 players surviving as they just try and hold off the opponents and revive their teammate.
Yes, and HotShotSs definitely being in a lot of trouble going against 247. Right now, Ibrar has to heal himself up, has 2 first aids, but he has got to make his decisions really quick, because the more he delays, the more he is giving the opponents a chance to make that fight possible. And 247 Gaming finally going down there, being eliminated on that 10th position, which is definitely a shocker for us. By the way, they've had started off their tournament outing in the PMCO, but look at Team NES right now. North Esports Joker getting down to almost 10 HP, but there you go. The curveball from the circle comes in, and the circles had ended on the southern side.
He took 2 headshots from the peak and fire there,
and still survived.
Yeah, and still survive. I mean, this timing was perfect. Plus, he was pre-firing as well, so he put the pressure on the players from the opposing team as well. He just bought himself enough time to go back and cover.
Yes, certainly that he did. And leader, he is making those peaks right, but if you tend to over peak sometimes, if you stay in your ADS, if some team comes from the right hand side, if you do not have enough cover for yourself, you are going to get knocked. So certainly a few acts that could be improvised by these teams over here. And one thing again that I've been missing so far is the proper utilization of smokes. That is one thing that has been missing in the Pakistan region. But boy oh boy, don't they compensate it with the aggression, with the kill potential that these guys have.
Yeah, that is definitely something I agree with. But moving forward in this game, we have the players of squad number 19 in front of us, and that is North Esports. So they are in a compound. They are in a really good position. The only troublesome situation for them is going to be that they are being surrounded slowly and steadily as the circle keeps forming all over them. And this happened last time as well. I mean, me and Ocean, we remember this. And even then, it was on Vikendi, but that was during, in the cement factory area. We had a squad just go for the dance battles amongst themselves. And here are the lads from HellRaisers, just showcasing us the moves that they bring with them in the game.
I mean, why not? Why not? You've got the circle, you're dead smack in the center, you've got teams coming around you, but even if you get knocked, how does it matter? You're still enjoying yourself.
Alright,
And
now there's 3.
yeah, now there's 3. And, even if you get knocked, well, you just parted. You were a happy man, and that is certainly how you should play PUBG Mobile. But I do not know if that should happen during the PMCO. But, if you're making us laugh, if you're keeping your audience entertained, I have nothing to, worry about. But right now, North Esports are looking very aggressive. They've taken a knock, have one of their players already being traded off, and we'll have to see going against HotShotSs, how are they going to fare.
Yeah, that is definitely. I think we will have the answers in a couple of seconds. But for now, squad number 10, HotShotSs, they have lost one of their players. If you're looking for the kill numbers, this team has a decent number of kills already. 6 kills coming in for them. And that is definitely going to put them in a comfortable position. But the team in front of them, no rules. The distance is just too much to take the fight. Plus, the cover was there. No rules and HotShotSs, they are going to be in a pressurable situation just because there is the blue zone that's coming in from the rare side in about 30 seconds. So they have to figure out a way as to how they are going to make their way in towards the circle. Wait, am I seeing this correct? If we have the mini map in front of us, there is something incredible that has just come up. So, DUF Thor, he's still... I just said it.
You cursed it. You cursed it, John.
My bad, my bad. He was there. He wasn't involved in any fights. He just made it barely into the top 9. Why did I have to point that out?
And the best part was his teammates were taking right off the bat. They were all dead, and he was just the last solo survivor. And boy, oh boy, did he not manage to survive. Got himself into the top 9 position. But right now, look at Team North Esports. They are making a push happening down onto its Team HotShotSs right now. They've deployed the smokes right into perfection. And Samurai, he is heading in, leading the charge. But Wakas has spotted him down, has dealt some damage onto him. Now, the time for grenades have come in, but Team HotShotSs that have already eliminated Team 247 are looking really strong. But wait, is that a car steal over there?
I think so. Yes.
He is an angry man.
I mean, you have to be angry. He expected a fight and they just took his vehicle and ran away.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is PUBG Mobile there for you. But right now, Team SCYTES was shooting down that Phobia will be the one punishing Team No Rules out there.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got to steal the car. You have got to make sure that it's safe. But they just got blown down to smithereens over there.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I mean, that's why we call Vikendi the land of surprises, the land of unpredictability, and that's why your vehicle can be stolen. The stolen vehicle can be blown up in an instant, and IDL takes an exit, but Wakasi needs to survive for his team, takes a few more shots from Amer, and the finish is definitely going to be there as HotShotSs take an exit from this game. We have 5 teams remaining. SCYTES, North Esports, Team Xetreme, HellRaisers, and 47 Esports. 47 just with 1 man surviving in this matchup.
But how long is he going to survive? That is definitely a question that we have in our minds. But look at Team North Esports. They've got all the 4 players alive. They've got 2 kills to their belt. But Team Hellfire, this is one team that is really looking strong. And they were parting. That certainly justifies as to why. But look at team number 14. Team SCYTES definitely having the advantage, having the riches, having all the covers. And we just have to see which team is going to snatch the chicken dinner right from their mouth.
Yes, that is definitely going to be important, but I think this one is going to be in the advantage of Team SCYTES. Bang in the center of the circle. I mean, not exactly the center, but on the edge, close to the waters. All the fights are going to be in front of them. Plus, they can spot out the teams that are going to be coming and trying to make their way in towards the circle just because of the how open the area is. Already have the information of squad number 5 right next to them, and you can see them position themselves in a way that protects them from this team. That is Team Xetreme.
Yes, and Team SCYTES do have the covers right. They are looking really strong, but there goes that push coming in by Team Hellfire, but Ghost does take down leader. Will he take the second man down as he is flying in the air? And Snow, he is just looking as to shoot at which exact particular player, and in a blink of our eye, Team Hellfire has been eliminated from this game.
Yeah, they have been taken down, but Team Xetreme right now charging in towards squad number 19 right in front of them, as one of the players from Team SCYTES was also taken down and out of this game. They are on the low ground. If the circle keeps on forming over them, if the circle prioritizes them and they have the priority, that's the only scenario in which they can come out on top on this fight. But PM, he's trying to spot a booth. Is he in the blue zone? Yes, he is going to be in the blue zone in just a few seconds, and that's when the trouble is going to start. But squad number 19 versus Team Xetreme. That is North Esports versus Team Xetreme. This is going to be an important fight. This is the fight that can decide who gets the chicken dinner in this game. 4v4 situation with the cover being on the side of North Esports.
Yeah, certainly. And Team Xetreme does not have a lot of cover for themselves. They definitely do have the rocks, but where do they move? Because every side that they move, they are going to expose themselves out. And those grenades, if they are thrown in perfection, we might see some, two players getting knocked down, some good slam dunks coming in. So North Esports really looking confident over there. Both of these teams have a 40-40 chance of winning, but 47 Esports, the player that was really surviving for so long, has finally been taken down. That is Gulal. We earlier saw them going up against Team PAS, really holding themselves down. They finished them off, but right now, look at Team Xetreme. They want to go on the aggressive side. They have to get inside the circle. Look at Ursal. If he does find out Joker, that is going to be a good opening, but Joker spots out Ursal fast, sprays down through the smoke, but Ursal does find the cover of the tree, and he is going to capitalize on it.
Yeah, Joker, he's trying to finish them off, and the players are right in front of him. Snow gets one as CM is going to be taken out, but Ursal once again out in the open. Joker, he has the SMG, goes for the assault rifle, and the players from Team Xetreme, they are being punished for being out in the open, as Mad Max is going to be taken down as well. I think it's just two players surviving from Team Xetreme. PM, he has to stay in cover behind these trees. North Esports, they have put a lot of pressure on their opponents, but even they are down in numbers as three players are left standing, one being knocked out. No, that was an over-aggressive push for which he is going to be punished. But PM, he needs to heal up before he goes for the finishes on the players in front of him. And that is why I said he had to go for the heal up, because he is now finished. And Abud from Team SCYTES makes it into the top 2.
Yes, certainly he does. And this team was looking really promising. And now he's just that one member surviving. But certainly a chicken dinner might just go into the hands of North Esports. But they have got one member down. They need to give that res onto its Snow. Or are they just going to push 3-man? Either way, it's totally fine. Because Abud, he is on the downhill area. And he has to get inside the circle. He's out in the blue. He's going in for that heal battle, which I certainly think is really good. But there you go. Celebrations coming in. They know that they've got it in the bag. Chicken dinner is definitely not far away for Team North Esports.
Yeah, they know it's going to happen eventually. Abud can turn things around. If like the stars will have to align perfectly for Abud to get this chicken dinner. He's just going for the heal battle and just trying to see if he can bait out something from these players from North Esports. But they know this is theirs. They know they have the chicken dinner in this very last game of day number 1 of the PUBG Mobile Club Open 2020 Fall Split. Group stages are upon us. Abud goes for the fight, get one knock, but that is going to be it. Ladies and gentlemen, North Esports get the chicken dinner on this map of Vikendi.
I mean, I would have been really happy if Abud had confirmed that kill, because that would have meant one more point. And he certainly did manage to get that knock, but the circle giving a lot of damage, and by which he had to fall down and meet his maker. But North Esports, my oh my, they really played so well, holding on to the compound, taking a fight against Team Xetreme and ending up taking that chicken dinner.
Yeah, the chicken dinner was pretty incredible, but that is where we stop for today. We're going to have a look at the standings after day number 1. I mean, now overall standings. First we have MVP of this game, then we have the standings from this game, and then we have the overall standings. But that is going to be standing for 16 teams. So starting off with the MVP, it is going to be Amer from North Esports. 4 kills, but look at the damage, 914.
Like I said, they did cover a lot of distance, and while covering a lot of distance, they took a lot of kills, and 914 damage, certainly reflecting as to how aggressive this time Team North Esports were. And they had a couple of bad games in the early 3 matches, but right now they've made a comeback. They fought that chicken dinner, they've got some good number of kills, and let's see how they are going to be positioned in the leaderboards.
Definitely the leaderboard is going to be pretty important, as this is going to decide whether the teams are going to have some pressure in the games that they're going to be left with. But standings of this game is something we will be seeing right now. North Esports taking the chicken dinner, 7 kills for them, 27 points. Team SCYTES, all thanks to Abood, who managed to survive from a really bad situation, getting 20 points for his team in this matchup. But Team Hellfire, based on how many kills they got, even though they had a late exit, an early exit, they have 15 points because of the 8 kills that they had.
And even Team HotShotSs per se, look at them, 7 kills, but still ending up at the 5th position. And this is a decent outing for all these teams, coming down up until Team 47 Esports. That did manage to grab 11 points out here. But taking a look at the bottom half of the table, disappointment again coming in from Portal Esports, a team that was claimed to be one of the best teams in the region, is now finally struggling. And that really happens when new teams come up and, you know, they play their hats out. And even Team IDL are rather having a very disappointing outing in this one as well.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate start for them, but things are not over. I mean, we still have more games left to see from these teams. To be precise, teams from both these groups have 8 games left, because 12 was the number that they're supposed to play. But now we are going to have a look at the leaderboards as they stand right now, after teams from Group A and B have played their 4 games of the day. And 247 Gaming, they had a good start. The last match, this Vikendi one, wasn't really good for them. 67 points SCYTES, no chicken dinners, but consistent performance coming in. 53 points IDL, with 51 points sitting on the 3rd position. And that is because of the chicken dinner that's there for them.
Absolutely. And Team SCYTES certainly has to be one of the most consistent team, alongside 247 Gaming, who have exactly the double amount of kills that Team SCYTES have, that are sitting on the 2nd position. But if you take a look at the bottom half of the table in the leaderboard, we see Team Portal Esports struggling in the 15th position, alongside Team XTC, and a few surprising names as well. Golden Star, a team with Hot initially to be very good position oriented. They were getting those positions, but right now they're kind of disappointing themselves in the 10th position.
I mean, the placement points definitely show that. They had 23 placement points, just 8 kills coming in the 4 games that they played. So tomorrow it's going to be really, really intense, because we are going to get to see teams from Group C and Group D in action for the very first time.
Team Bablu.
Yeah, Team Bablu is coming in. HellRaisers, another big name, is going to be stepping back into the battleground. So a lot of big names, along with even more new teams.
I mean, I'm still waiting for the day when Group C goes against, Team 247, Team 40, and even 47. So 47 and 247. I mean, just that one number separating these teams.
We were talking about this. You have had experience against these players yourself.
Yes, in the crew challenge, if I last recollect. But taking a look at the schedule that we have, we had Erangel, in which I Don't Lose got the chicken dinner, and in the map of Sanhok, it was 247. In the maps of Miramar, it was taken by Team F4, and Vikendi was conquered by North Esports.
Yes, the last 2 maps being conquered by the old guards, wherein I should say last 3, because 247 is also an old guard themselves, but a new team coming in and starting things off on a really high note. But that's all we have for you today. We're going to be back tomorrow on the same YouTube channel at the same time as well. That's going to be 12:30 Pakistan Standard Time. So thank you guys for tuning in today. Do tune in tomorrow for more PUBG Mobile action in the PMCO 2020 Fall Split. My name is Varun Super Johnny John, joined by Fixes, and we're going to see you tomorrow. Good night and take care.